Hello everyone and welcome to the start of Ocean Week. We're here with the Community Spotlight where we're going to have speedruns of Spore, Fight Crab, and we're going to have some Breath of the Wild, all dungeons after that. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We've got some members of the Monterey Bay Aquarium here with us who are going to be hanging out with us tonight, talking science, ocean stuff, evolution, making puns, having fun. Make sure that you check out !MBA donate and !MBA store in chat, where you can donate some money to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which we'll be able to ask Emily about that in just a moment. And of course, they've got their store, which has a whole bunch of lovely merchandise. I absolutely love my otter mask. It's fantastic. But before we get into that, just a few quick hotfix announcements. SGDQ 2021 online is starting in under a month now. You can find all the information about that at gamesdonequick.com. If you want to see information about hotfix, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. And of course, you can check out all of our past content that is recorded on our YouTube, just over at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. But Emily here is here with us. We're also joined by Chris. How are you both doing today?
Fantastic.
Not doing great.
Oh, we're starting with the pun counter early. There we go. So
Well, yeah.
explain the whole NBA donate and all of that for our viewers, since we're here at the start of Ocean Week.
I sure would love to do that. I have to pick up on. I have to pull some of the pun weight here early on alone, since not alone. Chris is here with me. Chris is going to support me, but Patrick is going to be joining us a little bit later on in the run here. But hey everyone, my name is Emily. I work on the social team at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and we're so excited to be joining all of you once again for Ocean Week. Yay! We're asking for your help in supporting the aquarium during Ocean Week. We have just opened up. We've been open for about a month after over 14 months of closure during the pandemic. So every little bit helps to get the support going there, help the aquarium kind of get back on its feet as we are getting things rolling again. So Monterey Bay Aquarium, you can donate to us. You can subscribe to our Twitch channel to support us that way as well. And yeah. We appreciate all your support, or if you buy merch from the store, like you mentioned. Yeah.
There's some great stuff there. Like, I've got my otter mask, and I bought an adorable otter plushie. And there's all sorts of other things here. It's fantastic stuff. And we also have Chris joining us. Why don't you introduce yourself, Chris? How are you doing?
Team water quality at the aquarium. That means I work in the water department. Sample from all the exhibits. Just test them and make sure it's healthy for all of them.
You're cutting out a little bit there, Chris. If you could maybe move closer to the microphone or something.
Is that better?
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
There we go.
Why don't you try that again?
So hi, I'm Chris. I am in the water department at the aquarium. That means I get to go around and do all the sampling for all the exhibits to make sure we're testing them, make sure it's healthy for all of them. I gotta help out some last year as well with LGBTQ runs. Some of the contest, and I'll be back here.
We always love it when we have Team Water Quality on. It's Team Water Quality hype.
Yeah. And of course, our runner here is Savage Brick. How you doing today, Brick?
I'm doing good.
And we're going to be starting off with Spore. Full game, easy. Is there anything you want to start off with before we get this started here, Brick? Any explanations?
Well, some people in the chat might not be too familiar with the game because it's kind of a bit of an unusual game. I don't think there are any games like it currently. It's a game that actually occurs in 5 different stages, so it's sort of like 5 games in one. And because of how consequence abilities work, they all kind of, what you do in the first stage can impact things in the last stage. Now, I'll get more into that later. But yeah, it's basically an evolution simulator where you start as bacteria, then you become an animal, then you go build yourself a tribe, then you go to civilization stage, try to take over the world, then you actually go to the space stage, which us humans still aren't at yet. Well, barely, but
We're working on it.
yeah. So, yeah, let me know when I can begin.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, give us a countdown. We'll get started.
All right. So, first I'm going to pick my cell. I'm going to go pick herbivore, because that's the fastest one. I'm going to pick one of 3 cells in particular, one that has 2 adjacent eyes like this, because both of them can be sold off individually for 5 DNA points, which is the currency with which you will buy parts for the cell. Easy difficulty. What should I name the planet?
Ooh,
The
ocean,
Ocean.
obviously.
Oh,
Yeah, we
shit,
made a
okay.
mistake when we named our planet. We called it Earth when, the surface of the planet is 70% water and 98% of the available living space on Earth is in the ocean. So
Hmm.
you gotta name it, has to be Planet Ocean, the way it should have been originally.
Yeah, well,
Hot takes from
I don't-
from Emily.
I don't really want to call it Earth because there actually is an Earth in this galaxy that you can go and visit. But yeah. So I'll give you guys a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So I start off as a little bacterium here, and I'm eating these plants that will allow me to grow.
This is a bit more of the world I'm used to at the moment. It's part of my job at the aquarium is working with our phytoplankton through our intakes. So we're watching what comes into the aquarium because we're pumping water directly in from the ocean.
Wow,
So
there's
I
a
get
lot of there's a lot more food than I'm used to. This is some good RNG. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna call
Mimicking real life because it's been pretty green out in the bay recently as well.
Alright, so there I just evolved, add myself a carnivore mouse so I can eat both plants and meat.
A very handy thing to
Yeah.
do.
And you can also, this is a part unlock right here.
It looks like at the moment we're a diatom or a dinoflagellus. Got that nice single tail flagellum.
Yeah. Actually, the reason why I called mate there is because I was trying to skip a bit of a knockback thing, but it didn't really work. So here I'm actually going to try to target this cell right here. This is a booster cell. And that was a success. I want to get this part because it's a really good speed part.
One of my favorite things about Spore in this first stage is as you keep getting bigger, you do go up microscopically, so you can see all those different planktonic creatures that are going to be floating around in the water with you there, including things like our diatoms and other creatures.
Yeah, once I grow, these cells will shrink. So I'm going to add that booster on. And with the booster, it's usually supposed to give you these short, quick bursts of speed, but if you time a mating call right, you can actually preserve this boost of speed. Like that. And I'm gonna have to... One part I really need is the cilia, which is the part that these cells have. Because it makes the part unlocks in the starter creature stage different. I'll get more into that later.
So it looks like we do have some of those diatoms, those glass round shells there look like diatoms, so there's some cool filtering creatures you'd see on our oceans.
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
just
go
lost-
ahead.
I just lost the game sound on my side. No.
Oh, no.
I don't
Oh,
know what
no.
caused that. It's okay, I'm used to playing without sound.
It sounds like we're still getting in the stream.
Yeah, we're hearing all the adorable bloops.
Yeah.
Good reminder the ocean is a noisy place too. It's not as silent seas. They're full of a lot of noise-making creatures.
Yeah, Jacques Cousteau, one of the first films he made was The Silent Sea, and it couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, you could go to embare.org and check out our hydrophone that we have in the ocean right now and listen to all the noise that's going on out there all the time. We'll hear the sea lions barking, the whales singing out there, boats passing by, all of the other animals making all their noises.
I bet it doesn't sound like this, but...
It does not.
But this is an alien sea, so who knows what it sounds like. Brick, are you going for a balance of plant and meat diet?
Yeah, actually, because of the consequence traits that I mentioned right before the start of the run. I really want to become an omnivore for a creature stage, because that gives you the ability to, it's called a summon flock. Wow, that was a really fast cell stage. Now,
Yeah,
I
it
think
seems
I
very
may
fast.
have... what does the timer say?
That was 3 minutes and 53 seconds, just about.
53? Oh, thought it would have been faster than that. Whatever. And the record's around 3:20, which... yeah. So I'm going off to creature stage right now, about to make landfall. I had legs just there, as you can see.
So evolutionarily, it looks like we're skipping over the ocean phase. I know they cut that in the original game, but of course, Zelda, bigger creatures like this would definitely take a lot longer.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's this. I just activated the summon flock feature, which is a really, really useful feature for creature stage because it speeds things up quite a bit. Basically, it gives you these anywhere from 3 to 5 free. Oh, that's stupid. What that means is that those creatures are now evolving, which they're usually not supposed to this early in the game, which is annoying. So I'll have to go all the way over here. But yeah, I'm allying these creatures, and I'm doing some strats to make them speed up, which I'm not going to try explaining super in depth because I have other things to explain.
So your
So
path
is
through.
the sorry, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I would just your path through this one. Are you going to go with the friendly or the attacking, which is faster?
Actually, I'll start friendly and then switch to attacking. Okay, so the reason why I really need the cilia part is because all these feet will be available at the start. And if you don't get the cilia, for whatever reason, you'll be missing a lot of them. And currently I'm evolving. This is not how evolution works in the real world. But,
No, it looks very strange.
yeah.
Of course, positioning all that stuff really doesn't matter in this game, but of course, this would not be a creature that'd be very happy in reality.
Oh, right. I
Alive.
forgot to name the creature. Something. All right. What? I should explain what I'm doing right now. This seems a bit weird. So the reason why I just saved and quit out of the game is so I can create my what I like to call flock clones, which means I'm basically making extra copies of my creature and putting them in the Sporepedia. The reason why is because of the summon flock ability. It picks a creature from the Sporepedia, and there's a set number of creatures it can get by default, which I'm only playing with Max's creatures, because that's what the rules state. But I can make a flock creature that's way stronger than the default. And because the game prefers to spawn in user-made creations over Maxis ones, it will select my creature as the flock creature very consistently. So yeah, a bit of a long explanation. Oh my god, they're all cooning up. That's what they're called.
These are very
cocoons.
usocial creatures. Then we've got lots of flock activity, lots of close pair bonding, and very strong communal ties. Then.
So what I'm doing there is I'm doing a speed boost by pausing, and then if you jump twice while paused, while you have a creature selected in front of you, gives you quite a big speed boost. So I'm just allying these creatures, and I'm going to target the alphas because they give you parts. And I need to unlock stronger parts, be a real important part of the game. Okay. I was debating whether or not I should start attacking this nest, because you need to kill 5 of these guys in order to extinct the nest, to get the DNA bonus for extincting the nest. And sometimes there are less than that many creatures at the nest. But yeah, now I'm just... No. Alright, I don't want to die.
It's quite a big flock you've got there.
Yeah, that's 3 to 5 creatures, and it's random whether you get a 3 or 5, or 3 or 4 or 5. And I'm currently clicking on these bones to get parts that I really need. This part right here, the strike part, because strike is the strongest combative move.
How can you tell which parts they are? Is that just
The
every time you'll find the same ones, or
No, the cards in the top left of the screen tell you what you just unlocked.
but do you just have to randomly go around until you find the right pile of bones, or
Yeah, it's kind of annoying, the randomness of the game. Alright, so... Can I kill... Yeah, I can kill this nest. Alright, this block only has 3 members. So, bit unlucky there.
it does look like they're drawing a lot from dinosaur nests and fossils.
Yeah.
The placements of all these. A
Well,
lot of
this
the
could-
early records showing dinosaurs being communal creatures and living in that sort of large groups.
Yeah, communal to each other. I mean, among different species. Oh yeah, here's
primarily-
a scripted event is happening right now where there's a meteor strike. I can't see it. Everyone, it just forces everyone to run
Oh
around.
no.
Oh, there it is. But yeah, that forces everyone to run around. I didn't want to target that nest because I can tell there weren't enough there to extinct them, and that can waste a lot of time if you go after those kinds of nests.
I'm curious what Emily thinks of this so far, given the
No.
given your background.
No, I'm just like laughing at just like, oh, there goes a meteor. Like there's just huge extinctions happening just like off on the horizon over there. Like, oh, yep, there's the KT extinction happening over there, and oh, loss of 90% of the life over there. And I mean, in our history, like that would have been much more tragic than the, oh yeah, things just ran away here and they were fine.
Yeah.
Like that would have drastically changed the entire climate of the entire planet.
Ooh. This is good. This is a rogue right here. Rogue creature. They don't belong to nests, and if you ally them, they give you a lot of DNA. 100.
Ooh.
And they're relatively fast to ally. Ooh, actually, I can add this guy to
Big
my
friend.
posse.
I like its little dance.
Yeah. That's how you ally them. They have to dance.
I mean, that's
they
how
have-
you ally people in real life too. You just dance with them, you know?
Right, well. Yeah, so I just added that guy to my pack. Oh, that's another speed glitch, but it's really hard to stop. I just migrated. And I want to get a few more parts before I evolve again. Okay. What? And then...
I'm seeing some commenters remembering Pat's puns breeze from last year. He's not here yet. He will be soon,
Yeah.
but we'll do our best. But it's hard to do it without him sometimes. He is
It's
definitely
also
the pun
Monday
master.
too. Yeah, Monday last year was pretty chill. Tuesday we went a little too hard with the puns, and then we reined it in afterwards. So we will still do punning.
You could say we have a deep well to draw from.
Oh. Right. Try to extinct this nest. This is a higher level nest than the ones I was targeting before. Just as you level up, you have to target higher levels of nest. Oh, yes, that was a really good part. The hoppity, the foot. High level foot is really good. It's a really useful part for tribal stage because you're going to have to be walking around a lot. And having level 5 speed is really important. Alright.
So for a typical speedrun like this, you're primarily relying on good RNG, correct?
Yeah, a bit too much.
Is there at some point where, like, if you were just practicing, you would just call a reset if things didn't go your way? Is there some turnaround point that's...
Yeah, when I'm doing full game runs, it's actually, I'm usually able to predict if the run I'm doing is going to be on world record pace after a creature stage, because after creature, the way the game goes, it gets progressively less lucky the longer it goes. So as soon as you make it to space stage, there's very little you can gain or lose through luck.
So it becomes
Right now
more
I'm
about
going to-
like your execution and how well you play, like the more you get into it.
I guess. Yeah, further you get into the run. Okay, so I'm going to migrate, and that's it for creature stage. I'm going to have to add this foot, because that'd be really important. And adding level 5 strike might be good. I think I'll show a little bit of this cutscene, because it pays homage to 2001. I won't show too much of it, though, since this is a speedrun.
I was even doing the song.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll skip the rest of that.
And we'll be seeing plenty of monoliths later.
Actually, no, that's not part of this run. It's
Oh,
only if you're doing like a longer form run, because in space stage there's not actually much you have to do. To, finish the stage. So if you want to see more of space stage, then you watch
for this creature, it'd probably be more of a space oddity.
Omnipotent run. Yeah, I forgot to rename the creature, but oh well.
I'm counting it.
I'm gonna find some meat to kill. Oh, and here's a really weird glitch. So I just spawned a baby out of that hut, and if I change the graphic settings, I can actually make another baby spawn right away. So, yeah. And in tribal stage, I'll actually be saving and exiting the game a few times due to a glitch that saves around 2 minutes. And I'll explain a bit more when I'm actually doing the trick.
So what's our goal right now, like short term?
Get the food so I can buy the wooden horns. So I'm going to be allying all 5 tribes to spawn. And because that's the fastest. You can either ally them or destroy them, and destroying them takes a lot longer. That's where the first one spawns. Okay.
Some really interesting work looking at early human development that's pretty fascinating. I highly recommend people look up some of the new research that's coming out on early human evolution. Some of the things we're learning as new genetic evidence is coming out is super fascinating. Being able to trace how people are moving in populations.
So this is a bit of a risky strat. Risky. It's fairly safe as long as I don't time it wrong. I can actually steal food from this tribe as I'm allying them. See, they'll drop down to orange face. At me, but as soon as this concert is finished, they'll be allied with me. Oh, and here's the glitch I was talking about. Saves close to 2 minutes. So, I'll save and exit and then go back in. And what that causes... So, throughout travel stage, you actually unlock new instruments to play for the concerts. But, because of the thing I just did, I won't unlock any new instruments. And so, in the concerts that I'm doing with these guys, they will not ask for those different instruments, so I can just finish the game with only the wooden horns. I hope this isn't too complicated. I feel like I'm going
Yeah, it's a speed run.
I feel like I'm breezing through it.
You're doing fine. I like these little pink guys over here.
Yeah, pink guys, they're always mad at you by default.
Oh, your character's doing some flips over there.
Mhm. Oh, what's that? Oh, Epic is attacking this tribe. Yeah, of course. That might slow things down a little bit, though. So, So, let's make a move, exit, re-enter. Now, usually, what comes with usually you get a hut upgrade whenever you ally a tribe, but I don't since I'm canceling it, so I will be able to finish the stage with only 6 tribe members. Oh, good. The Epic is going away. He's attacking the other tribe now. Oh, no, he's coming back.
I like how, the last phase was being friendly and then fighting people, and this one you're going around blowing your horns at people and making them happy.
Well, in Civilization stage, we'll be converting every single city of the planet religiously.
You had any favorite creatures so far, Emily, that have appeared?
There have been a few. I mean, but I am the most fond of our little buddy there.
The cube.
Obviously, our very small child, our little. It doesn't have any eyes, does it?
Well, our creature, it does.
Yeah,
It's
It
just
does. Okay.
kind of hidden.
Okay.
Yeah, it got covered up by her mouth, I think.
Yeah. I can't really be too graceful with the way I put on these parts.
You
when I'm
can
speeding
definitely
up.
say our eyes are not bigger than our stomach.
Yeah.
Let's
To
see
be
if I
fair,
can-
though, there are a lot of blind animals on Earth as well.
Uh-oh.
Most
There
of
are-
them in the ocean, not so much, not so many on land. Besides, like moles and worms on land. Can you think of any other ones, Chris?
No, for the most part, it's a lot easier to be
What about-
blind when you can rely on your other senses like touch
Yeah.
and
Uh-oh.
all your sensory things like that.
This could be bad.
Uh-oh.
Let's say, are we counting snakes? Because
There are no epic creatures in real life, are there?
Not anymore, but unless you're in the ocean again. If you start counting ocean creatures, we have a few behemoths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, chat has a few good suggestions, like cave salamanders, bats.
That's technically not blind.
True.
You know,
do-
they
they
have
do rely on
poor
their
vision,
senses a
but
lot
they
more.
do still have vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, most anything that's going to be blind is either going to be in the soil most of the time or on top of the soil.
mm,
A lot of burrowers would be, because once you're underground, of course, you don't need eyeballs. You need to be able to rely on your other senses.
hmm
oh, yeah,
Lots,
when
of,
you're in-
lots of really cool chemosensory stuff.
Yeah.
Chemical sensing.
And when you're in the ocean, you know, and living in a 3D environment versus our environment up here on land, or in the air, you know, in the water, you have this environment that surrounds you, and so you can evolve different kinds of senses that can help you navigate the ocean better when you aren't able to see, because most of the ocean is going to be in the aphotic zone. So the photic zone is where you have all the sunlight shining down. You can see a whole bunch of things. Most of the ocean, you can't. And so you either have to evolve ways to create your own light and to see that light that you and other things create, or do you just evolve to figure out the world around you without being able to see? So the ocean, underground, in caves, all good places to evolve to be blind.
mhm.
Yeah, and of course, talking about like deep sea creatures, it's something the aquarium's having to worry about right now because we're preparing for a deep sea exhibition.
Yeah.
Figuring out how do we take care of animals and get to show them to people when they're not used to being with light. There's actually some types of jellyfish that are so delicate in the deep there that actually having too bright of light on them will cause their tissues to fall apart.
So we're moving on to the city stage, and that's what our city hall is going to look like. And I'm going to make 2 vehicles, one for capturing and one for speed. So you can max out the stats on either one. And what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to move my speed vehicles around and then switch to the very powerful ones to take over cities real quickly. Right. City stage opening. Okay. And the main source of income in this game is from spice geysers. Not sure what the real life equivalent would be. Yes, oil.
Spice must flow.
Maybe we should name the planet Dune.
Alright,
Which
well,
water
it's
be
still currently named Ocean. Oh, by the way, I can destroy these tribes here for money. Sure.
Okay, maybe we should have named the planet Capitalism. Oh no!
Well, there's a way to. There are 3 ways to take over cities. Either through military power, religious power, or economically. So, yeah, I guess would be capitalism if we were doing this economically. Okay, so I'm moving. I'm moving my vehicles to this city here because I know that that tribe was going to turn into a city. So there are 10 cities throughout the entire continent, and after capturing 4, I can actually start purchasing aircraft, which I actually won't for this run because they're expensive. But yeah. So I'll be taking over through land and sea only.
The sudden genre changes in this game are always kind of fascinating. It's like
Yeah,
an introduction to a whole
Yeah.
swath of different types of games.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think there's a single game like it out there.
So both of you were familiar with this game. Did you ever have a favorite type of creature to make when playing Spore?
It was always a completionist. Like I would just have to grind out to collect all the parts, and it would take me forever. I was the anti-speed run for this game.
100%. Wait, but
Pretty
you can
much.
go into the creature editor and have access to all the parts.
Yes, but the point is to collect them.
Yeah, I collect them all. Why is this guy stuck? I'll sell off.
But I also remember my computer barely being able to run the game too. So,
Well, when was that?
oh boy, when did this game come out?
2008.
Yeah, it would have been 2008, 2009. Would be-
Yeah. So I'm going to be taking over this city right now. Using my watercraft.
I do enjoy that we named this planet Ocean because our planet is mostly ocean, and this planet has significantly more landmass. It seems like.
Yeah. Yeah, there are multiple planet layouts that you can play on. And this one does have quite a lot of land. All of them have quite a lot of land.
It's our land biased brains development. We just don't tend to think about the ocean as much.
Shame. Send 5 vehicles there. Send 5 vehicles here.
How much is this like mathed out on like how many you need to send to each city?
Yeah, it's at least 4, and also there's 2 different sizes of city. So these are both large, and see that one's a smaller one, so that one would be easier, faster to take over. And yeah, and actually we found recently that having too many vehicles can actually slow you down a bit, because we recently found a glitch that allows you to buy more vehicles than you can afford and so you get negative money. It's a very, very interesting glitch, but it does require you to relaunch the game. And in a stage that's only around 5 minutes long, that's not really a super productive thing to do.
Now, at this point of the game, most of your RNG is going to be reduced, right?
Yeah, most of it, but not all of it, not all of it. There's still a bit of randomness, because once you reach 9 cities, the last city can surrender and probably switch back, and that can happen after a random amount of time. Sometimes it just doesn't happen, so it takes longer to get the last city, but in this case I have vehicles over there capturing. So, time to actually pick a Max's spaceship, not build a crappy part one. I'm busy right now. Yeah, later.
Now,
Okay?
moving on to the space zone.
Yeah, that was my sister right there, knocking on my door. Okay, so space stage. So first I'm given a mission to scan a spaceship, and I think that will give you I think it's called the Drake equation, which allows you to do interstellar travel. And right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move back and forth between these two stars. This is to unlock a badge. The badge of frequent flyer. Now this will give me the ability to buy the interstellar drive part, which extends the range that your ship can go. So currently I can only go 3 parsecs, but if I get interstellar drive 2, I can go 5 parsecs, which I need to finish the game. And the reason why I do it here is because it costs no energy. And moving between stars costs energy. Okay, so.
I'm just thinking about like the shortcut of just going to the closest planet and finding a wrecked interstellar vehicle.
That.
Space is a bit more crowded in this world.
Yeah, that'd be quite convenient. Yeah. There's quite a few empires you can interact with. And so 2 things I'll need to finish space stage. One, I'll need the interstellar drive mentioned before. And the second thing I'll need is energy packs, so I can actually make it to the end. So I know there's going to be an empire here because I just know things. That's one thing that's consistent, and I know there's going to be an artifact in this system. A few things are consistent, so I'm going to actually steal this artifact from this empire and then sell it right back to them. And here's where the last bit of RNG in the game happens. Yeah, I have to hope that it's worth at least 67,000, and that one wasn't, so I'll have to get a second artifact somewhere else. Oh my god, I forgot to... I need to activate a trade route so I can get the trader badge, which unlocks the energy packs. But yeah, so
I do enjoy that if you spend a while in the creature stage, like if you're not speedrunning, you'll inevitably run into a spaceship running around kidnapping creatures and studying them, and it encourages you to do that in this phase on other planets.
Yeah, actually, that is another one of those planned events that always happens every time you play a creature stage, unless you play it fast enough, which I think I did there. So I just bought 5 energy packs, and I'll move on. And one interesting thing I like to note about the consequence system that I mentioned before the run, it comes into play here as well, because I mixed attacking and socializing in creature stage. It gives me the adaptable consequence trait, which means that my spaceship is 50% faster. So that saves quite a bit of time. I hope I'm not losing you, guys.
No, we're just
Oh.
I feel like I might be explaining a bit too much at once.
No, you're doing fine. You're watching you zoom around. It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
the scale of this game has always been pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at the galaxy they end up making, and it's hard to tell exactly how much is randomly generated versus a planned out? Like where do the
Oh.
elements of the RNG come in on this? But thinking a little bit about comparing this to our current knowledge of the galaxy. It's a very busy place in the game, but at the moment it's too far away for us to really know much about what's going on out there. Even in our own solar system, there's a lot of potential, and you would think with how big the galaxy is, there must be something else out there. But
yeah, well, you speak about randomly generated things. The star positions in this game actually aren't randomly generated. The planets are, but the stars will always be in the same position no matter which computer you play this on. And currently this is the Grox territory, which is how do I explain it? It's the evil empire.
effectively
And,
the Borg.
Yeah, and I'm trying to outrun them, because if I slow down, they'll shoot me down and I'll die. But currently I'm trying to get to the center of the galaxy, which is where the game ends.
Yeah.
least
Looking
how-
off of what Chris
The
was
way we
saying,
find it.
it's like, you know,
Oh,
there should be
and
life
time
out
coming
there.
up. Time coming up in 3, 2, 1. That's time.
And
Nice.
a nice Douglas Adams reference to finish off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just hooking off what Chris was saying is like there should be life out there, but you stop and you think about like how long it takes light to get to us from some of the other places we're looking at. It's like we have no idea if there actually is life there now or not.
I mean, if we want to talk about aliens, you just have to look in the ocean.
Comes full
I mean,
circle.
technically, you just look at humans. We're the real aliens on this planet.
Do you have a favorite ocean cryptid, Emily?
Ocean cryptid? Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm particularly fond of our local cryptid. We have Bobo in the bay. Bobo the sea monster, whom I think is secretly an extinct species of sea cow, but we do have Bobo, the stellar sea cow. So stellar sea cows used to live along the coast until the fur trade started, and then people were coming here hunting sea otters and seals and everything, and collecting their pelts and stuff. But to sustain themselves while they were doing all of that, they discovered these very huge, slow-moving animals called stellar sea cows that are basically just manatees that live in a kelp forest, which is
the size
amazing.
of
Yeah.
school buses.
Yeah, manatees the size of school buses that lived in the kelp forest. Which, right? I would give anything to have that still around today, but because they were so slow moving and everything, and because they were tasty, they got hunted to extinction. So we no longer have them, but I think that one survived, or a couple of them survived, and that's what people see in the bay as Bobo. But
I'll
probably
be right back.
alive
I
no
need to go
longer, but Bobo exists in my heart.
Is Bobo the same as the Old Man of the Sea? Is that the
Different, yeah.
different?
Yeah.
Well, Bobo exists in my heart now too. Thanks for that, Emily.
You're welcome.
And do you have any shoutouts before we wrap up Spore here, Brick?
I remember I have to do that.
Brick? We might be having some Discord issues again. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Let me just change the channel real quick. It'll cut the sound for a second. Alright, Brick, can you hear us? Hello?
Rick, oh no.
Oh no, Brick!
He has earpods in. He can't hear us. Oh no.
Okay, well, if you're interested in Spore speedruns, I saw at least one person in chat say they've always wanted to pick up the speedrun. They do have a Discord, and you can find the information over there on their speedrun.com page. Not sure what happened to Brick, but thanks again.
All right, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
Hi.
There he
Do you
is.
have any
I was at the
shoutouts
bathroom.
before we wrap things up here, Brick?
I can look at my. I can actually look at my history for this
Oh,
run.
that'll be fun.
Oh, this would be so handy for an evolutionary biologist. I want this.
So
Just to figure out how to read the genes better.
yeah. So you can actually see a timeline at the top, plus 200 million years. And so the time we got into creature stage at was 630 million years after first landing.
Nice.
And if you look at the top corner here, it says 717 million years. So from start of creature stage, we accomplished all that in just 70 million years. That's pretty good. That's
That's pretty great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
better than what humans were able to do. Wait,
Yeah.
no, they haven't been around that long. But
No, we haven't been. We've only been around for like 2 or 3 million. So we
yes, so
But we stand on the shoulders
but-
of many.
Well, if you
But for-
consider the whole like
from-
evolution history over our planet, you know.
yeah, because this is like the first time I've made landfall, and you look at the first time humans made, or the very far off ancestors of humans made landfall. That was when was that? When did
Oh.
creatures first make landfall?
it depends on what you would consider that to be, because you have animals like we were talking a little bit about Tiktaalik before the stream. So Tiktaalik was one of those very first animals to make that bridge between ocean and land. And that was 375-ish million years ago that they made that change there.
So tribal from the start of Civ stage, it only took 1,000 years, according to the or 1,600 years, and yeah, this is a very short space stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. And I also have the Staff of Life, which means I can go on any planet and immediately convert it into a lush ecosystem. I'll do it right now. Well, it's probably not the best with the rocks chasing me, but
Yeah. Did you have any shoutouts before we finish up while this is happening?
Me?
Brick.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Rick? Okay.
Oh,
I was
me.
like, I can do
Oh.
shout outs for Rick. I can be a site man over here.
no. I can't think of anything.
Okay, well, thanks for being on the show and showing us Spore. We got some other runs that we're going to be showing off tonight, so we're going to take a quick break here in a few minutes. Make sure you, while you're on the break, you check out !MBA Donate and MBA Shop in the chat. Multiple ways to support Monterey Bay Aquarium while we're doing Ocean Week here. And we'll be back in a little bit with Teddy Ross, who's going to be doing Fight Crab for us, and I'm very much looking forward to that. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome back from our break. We've got Fight Crab coming up, and this is going to be fantastic. You get a little preview here on this menu screen. And we've got everybody we had here before, but Patrick is now joining us. Hello, Patrick. How you doing today?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good to see you all here. Game's done quick. I just wrapped up a morning getting ready for some live dives that we're going to be doing tomorrow in a wild kelp forest out there, Point Lobos, with our friends at California State Parks. So out of the water and into the seat, ready to see some fight crab here. I'm psyched.
And we've got Teddy Ross
Although-
who's here to run it for us. How you doing today, Teddy?
I'm doing all right. Ready to fight some crabs, I guess. As a crab.
I mean,
I
we're
didn't
all
realize that we were
crabs,
talking.
So
I didn't realize we were talking about this game. I thought that the first rule of Fight Crab is you don't talk about Fight Crab, but
No,
I
first
guess.
rule of Fight Crab is no
You
butter.
talk about fight crab as much as possible.
oh, okay, all right, understood. It's a different type of Fight Crab then.
So by the way, you guys want to choose the crab I'm gonna like be a partner with here? I got a couple choices here. I got coconut crab, mud crab,
Oh, my goodness.
mirror match, another crab that looks just like me, a lobster even.
So
Oh my god.
is
Spider
this where
Your
we
preference
start
or no?
the carcinization memes about how these all used to be like other video game characters and this is their default state at the end of their time as they've all become crab,
Yes.
abandoned monkey
Except for this
become
deer,
crab.
but yeah.
Except for the deer, yeah, on their way
The
to
deer.
becoming crab.
Yeah, it's-
there's just deer here. Don't worry about it.
It's
Yeah.
just a pre-crab right now. Yeah.
Right. So that deer over there, that's not the crab yet. It's just going dope. Not a crab yet. Sorry, that was a deer pun.
Yeah, no, but you
with
can
some
picture that. It's
Simpsons
kind of
mixed in.
weird.
All right. Okay. I'm psyched. Let's go. Fight crab.
Yeah, let's do it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Fight crab. Believe it or not, this game also is going to end up in space at the end of this, just like Spore did last time. So I don't know what's coming after this, like Breath of the Wild or something, but balls in your court on that one.
Oh my goodness gracious! This is already the greatest game I've ever seen.
Yeah. Also forgot I made a shark with a monocle and top hat riding my crab.
Yeah,
I forgot to mention
I was gonna ask. So that's a gentleman shark on the back that's helping direct the carnage. Is that what's going on?
it. Yeah, he's in control of the crab, I guess. You can make characters ride your back in this game too, for whatever reason. And I put that one on. I'm just like, hey, it works.
The
And
thing that I love about
like,
this
aquatic option. There's like a penguin and stuff too.
thing that I love about this game already is that like in the wild when you're diving, I feel like crabs come in two modes, which is I'm chill and I have to kill you. There's like really no in between. You're either like at war or at peace if you're a crab. So I've always wanted to know what it was like if you could give them katanas, make them the size of a city.
His coconut crab can fire in spurts. This guy's annoying. He's got like, he can like steal your weapons and stuff real quick, and it's a big pain. I'm glad we took him out real fast. He can like steal my swords and whatnot.
Oh whoa!
What's your win?
Things are
Coconut
apparently pretty nuts in
crab.
real life too. They like have super hard like pinch force or something, as far as I understand.
Oh yeah, they are a gnarly species. A friend of mine here did some research on coconut crabs and said a couple of things. One, which is sticking your hand into a coconut crab lair without really knowing if the coconut crab is there or not is truly terrifying because their cheilipeds, the claw at the end, can definitely cause some damage. And then the other thing
So
he
you
mentioned
would-
about coconut crabs is that they are the tastiest of all the crabs since they spend so much of their life eating coconuts. So you can imagine you don't have to add anything to it. It's just like a pre-coconutted crab. Exactly.
So you would be coconuts to stick your hand in their lair.
You'd be yeah,
You're saying.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be from dawn until husk. You would be searching for your hand after.
I'm face palming pretty hard right now.
Oh, nicely done. I'm
I
concerned
could
about all
a palm
the.
tree and hit this guy with it. Hang on, let me do that real quick. There we go. Palm tree. Bam.
Boom.
Speaking of,
Bringing it all
That is-
together. Yeah, this is the dream team right there.
Of all of the, I will say that that's probably the most sustainable way of harvesting a palm tree for that exists out there. Palm tree oil being,
I'm ripping it out.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, in a crab fighting video game specifically, I would say. Because in the wild, palm tree oil, some
on,
of you
go
folks
down.
out there may know have some
No, he's gonna get
conservation
sniper
issues.
again.
This is so rad. So I'm imagine that's the Japanese spider crab here. You're
Well,
working
one in the-
against.
No,
One
it's
in
a
the
carrot
back,
crab.
yeah.
Spider crab's
this
coming in
carrot
world
crab.
4.
Okay.
So how does the speed run work? What constitutes as done with the speed run?
Oh, we're gonna go through all the main stages except for the tutorial stages and like 3 extra stages, and there we go. There's area 1 done, which is the city zone.
How
There's
do you
like 6
defeat
different
another
zones.
crab?
So we're going. Wait,
What,
whoops.
like-
Oh, that main menu me. Whatever.
What counts as defeating an enemy crab? What do you gotta do?
You just gotta pin them on their back. It's like wrestling, basically. You just pin them on their back, and once it counts 3, they're done. It's literally
Are
just
you
giant
ever-
crab wrestling, except no rules. You can use weapons and stuff.
Are you ever taunting the other crab?
Kind of
Just
all
like,
shoot matches, I guess.
whatever, buddy, you're soft shell.
He got turned around dead.
This is so. What you're saying is that this
There's no
is the
talking, unfortunately.
WWC instead of the WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, are you familiar with soft shell
I got
crab?
stuck underneath the hell. Not really.
If you've never consumed soft shell crab, that's a crab that has just molted. So the way that these battle crabs have gotten, if you've ever found like husks of crabs lying around, they can, the way that they get bigger is they leave their exoskeleton and grow another one. And what they'll do is they'll pull in all of the calcium out of their shell, or as much as they can, in a little reserve, and it makes their shell extra brittle if you ever find a washed up piece of crab on the side. But a soft shell crab will have just molted, and so there are different critters around, like moray eels and other animals that will kind of hang out near lobsters and crabs and other arthropods, just kind of waiting for them to molt and become soft-shelled enough to consume directly. So if you folks are ever at the beach and you find what looks like
There's so many tables.
the husk of a crab, it could have just been a crab molt.
Yeah, this
I'm
guy
trying
can't
to-
die because there's so much random objects in the way. That's really bad luck. I've never seen that happen. I'm just like, please, you need to get to the ground so I can pin you. Yeah.
I'm assuming in the wild, crabs don't drop
I'll
from
just bring it up in
chandeliers
the
in the
corner.
sky.
Not too frequently.
But if they could, they would. The crabs are definitely something that would be swinging from chandeliers if they could, I think.
Yeah.
From the chandelier. Sorry.
I mean, they kind of like, you have like kelp crabs, which will hang out on the fronds and kind of
That's
swing
true.
and sway from there. That's basically like an ocean chandelier.
That's
You know?
very true. I've definitely had crabs parachuting down into battle from your bubbles, blowing them off of the kelp, and then suddenly they're just parachuting down to where you are. Lots of hermit crabs up in the kelp as well. The hermit crabs are not fighting in this one because I think that they're just at home watching the stream. The
Yeah.
hermit crabs generally. They're introvertebrates.
Watching the stream.
Yes.
Yes.
Crabs and such pee from underneath their eyes.
Jesus, took
I
my
didn't
weapon.
really
You
have a
took both
pun
my
related to
weapons.
that, but I felt like I needed to get that out on
It's a fact people
stream.
need to know, Patrick.
Yeah.
Just we are on a stream with crabs. I just needed people to know that they pee from underneath their eyes.
Oh, really? That's gross.
It's not
It's a
technically
fact I did not want
urine.
to learn.
Yeah, it's not technically urine, but that is the opening.
I don't think if you
underneath their
qualify
eye
with
spots.
that, it helps at all.
So technically speaking, it's not as bad. No, it's
Well, technically, it's not urine, but like, that doesn't help.
There's also some really cool crab parasites, if we're talking kind of weird, gross crab facts.
oh
Talking
yeah, I
like,
mean yes, weird gross crab facts.
Yeah.
Are what this stream is all about.
Parasitic barnacles. Ones that literally will feminize male crabs to make them raise the barnacles' eggs for them.
Like a forceful nanny.
Pretty much.
It's like, you come here. I hadn't heard of that specifically. I do like the fact that we're fighting a Dungeness crab right
Oh,
now.
what the-
Dungeness crabs are one of the local crabs.
Well, you'd
In
think a
that we,
Dungeness crab would be most comfortable in a castle.
Exactly. Yeah, or with very be careful of the PK fire. Oh, that's just the nest crab. Was that a appropriate gamer?
Yeah, that was a good
Reference.
one.
Okay, good, thanks. But no, Dungeness crabs are.
Appropriate gamers, so we
Dungeness
got the
crab
mud
is-
crab in Skyrim here, and he's got like a Fuzroda. Like, I'm not even kidding. He's got a hyper here that's gonna make me go flying. Like, I'm going flying now. Oh my god!
Oh no.
Please,
Oh,
make my camera
no.
freak out. It's got a magic sword for some reason. Yeah. Just because how this game works, they just wanted to just make it as weird and cool as possible, and they did a good job.
As we were mentioning, as we were
Please
starting
go
up stream,
down.
this is by the same people who made the Ace of Seafood game, which is another
Same guy.
experience.
It's fantastic. I'd love to have that on a future Ocean Week because you're just a fish, like
Yeah.
swimming around, recruiting other fish into your battalion of sea creatures, fighting other sea creatures.
That's very good.
That sounds like a game we shouldn't point out to the fish at the aquarium, lest they get some ideas. It is kind of fun. I don't know if
We
we've
now run to the
thought.
third area, which is the Chinese restaurant.
Oh my goodness gracious.
What were you gonna say there, Patrick?
Oh no, just something that you can note when you flip the crabs over. You can actually tell if they're male or female crabs from the shape of their tail. So you can kind of think of a lobster and a crab being on a gradient of existence because there are things known as squat lobsters and other there's like hermit crabs, true crabs. They all kind of exist on this gradient of lobster to true crab. And one of the things that crabs have is that they have their tail tucked underneath their body, and if it's a triangular shaped tail, kind of comes up the belly there, that's a male. And if you have a much
Like
broader tail, that's a female tail, because the females brood their eggs, and so they have a much larger pouch that they take care of their eggs with underneath there.
Yeah.
Well,
and Pat, like you mentioned,
Uh-huh.
like the crab that we're playing right now is not a true crab. But the
It's
crabs
not?
that we have been fighting against, all of them have been true crabs. So I feel like this is a battle of carcinization versus the actual
It's true.
crabs right now.
It's true, because currently we're battling with a crab that has 3 pairs of walking legs, and quote unquote true crabs have 4 pairs of walking legs, the truest of the crabs. So king crabs, hermit crabs, they all have fewer pairs of walking legs than like a Dungeness crab. Red frog crab, man, pick a lane. But oh goodness, the lobster with a gun. Can we just pause on that real quick? I know it's a speed run, but I just need a screenshot real quick.
You didn't notice
feel like
that?
feel like lobster with a gun is
That from the Muppets.
My lobster
That's
with her gun
amazing.
is our
He's also
ally,
doing a
right?
Kamehameha right now, in case you didn't know. Yeah.
Oh, was that?
He's got DBZ moves. There he goes.
It's our new band name. We call it Lobster with a Gun.
That was so go cool.
Whoa, wait, I'm flying. Okay, I don't know how I didn't die from that, but alright.
And so here we're battling a king
This guy's
crab
also got the DBZ
similarly.
moves, except purple.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, as I was super saying, the king crab here in front of you also has the same number of walking legs as yours. So that was some fratricide going on. Incredible.
Yeah, the fake crabs. And we're under the Japan zone, which is probably the worst area just because it's hard to kill enemies here. They just stay alive forever for whatever reason. They kind of like put their back against the wall and kind of like rope-a-dope you a bit. Oh, that went down real quick. That's good. Oh, okay, we're actually doing good here. What the hell? Or no, he's good. All right, cool. Didn't even throw a shuriken. What's he doing?
Nice.
This is where the spider crabs and meet out of this, which is like the biggest pain in the rear boss this entire game. Like the way this game works too is like kind of like Smash Bros or whatever, where like you get percentage up and they become easier to take down. And I've gotten that guy to like, I don't know, over 2,000 or something, where the next highest boss has been like at 500 at most or something. So it's a pain. Things happen.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
this
the
has been all over the
frog
place
crab
my
is new to
entire
me.
time.
I'm just looking it up a little bit. But it sits back on the back hind legs, so it's got that posture like a frog. That's pretty cool.
So all these crabs so far are pretty factually based on real creatures. Just minus the swords. and
Yeah, no,
guns.
I mean, all the way
Minus
down
the
to the
guns.
murderous
Yeah.
intent, but I just think the most of the creative liberties are being taken with the way that they are expressing their inner crab angst. But no, this is pretty close to what the crabs are actually up to. This particular crab here in front of you has really amazing cheilipeds that have the serrated edge there on the top. I've seen similar crabs to this that will grab anemones and put them on their back. So I'm being reminded right now with your gentlemanly white shark there overseeing the proceedings here that there are quite a few crabs out there that are grabbing anemones and other organisms and putting them there on their back for protection as well. So that's also factually accurate. Just I don't think there's a crab that's quite thought through grabbing a white shark for its protection there on the back. But oh my goodness gracious.
Also, when
Crabs
you
are useful.
describe it, it sounds like crabs would totally be all about swinging around swords and knives if they'd figured it out.
Oh, of course. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
100%. No.
Oh yeah.
No, the crabs would be big into sword making, etc. If it didn't involve so much fire and other hot things just being under the water. I guess a coconut crab could probably pull it off, but most people probably just throw the coconut crab on the fire while it's smelting. This is incredible. Just, I need to play this game. Emily, can we play this game for the aquarium?
Yeah, it's an approved game, Pat.
It's an approved game? Okay.
This
All right,
one-
everybody. Well,
This one and Ace of Seafood, I got both of those
Approved
approved a
accordingly.
long time ago.
oh, and Chocolate is correcting me in the chat.
Yeah,
Yes,
if you
I
get on
did
the
mean
Switch and play motion
incredible.
controls too.
Oh,
But you can only move the controller side to side?
Crabsolutely.
Crabs.
God, here he is.
Spider crab. Oh, wow.
How can I pick this
He's a
up?
bit
my
more
God.
mobile in his arms, I think, than most spider crabs are.
Look at that wiggly
Yeah,
head.
The spider crabs
Arthropods
I've seen
do
are
have a
much
lot of-
more delicate and slow and
I need a
methodical.
weapon. Come on.
Now, this is the type of crab, for the folks out there watching, when the aquarium does open up into the deep, you'll be able to come see some of these spider
Yeah.
crabs that are massive. And I'm really looking forward to that day because everybody sends us the
Okay, what's
quiet
happening?
or silence brand meme where you've got the spider crab shooting the lasers. We've had that sent to us a few times. We've tried to correct them on the fact that spider crabs don't typically shoot lasers from their eyes. Neither do they hold swords too frequently, but we're really excited to recreate that meme at the aquarium with the actual spider crabs.
This game is a cautionary tale. This is why we don't give
I'm gonna
crabs
put
weapons.
laser eyes on a spider crab.
That's the hope. We just need some funding. Hence.
It's a part of our world domination plan.
It's true. Yeah, we're training the
Crabs with freaking
cephalopods to code, and we're giving the crabs some knives.
What is going on with this camera? And my partner just... No, he'd go down. What? Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but I won. All right, cool.
You won.
The camera kind of freaked out, and I got sent to a wall. But we win, so it doesn't matter.
your partner
Right.
just got knocked
Right,
out
the
at
Super
the same
Mario has a
time,
cool
so
Scott track going on.
Clearly, it was a self-sacrifice move by your.
I don't know, he just did a cool dive bomb move. Or something.
Also,
Off camera.
what
Didn't have
does
the budget
your
to
crab have?
animate
Jet
that scene. Couldn't watch
propulsion?
it. He's a metal crab? I don't know. It's the boss of this area, and I'm using basically a boss crab, and he can have jet boosters for some reason, because the dev's like, I would make a jet crab, why not? And so he made a jet crab, and then I'm using the jet crab because it's awesome, and it's fast. It can't turn for a darn, but like, it goes really fast forward, that's all that matters. Especially in a speed run. Please die, this guy wants to live forever with his
This
giant
crab
chainsaw.
with a chainsaw is terrifying.
So I got behind him and like kept hitting him backwards. I don't want to deal with that. Gonna cut through my carapace. And
Well,
possibly my
fortunately
shark
for,
friend.
if you did happen to lose some of your arms or your legs there, you could definitely grow them back as a crab. That's one of the coolest things about crabs is their ability to regenerate their limbs.
That's true. Yeah, they can regenerate their limbs, especially after a molt. So every so often we'll have a crab or a lobster that's missing a leg at the aquarium, and then after they molt, they'll grow back their leg to some extent after that. Which is why you might see crabs like these that are in their terminal molts, which isn't just the molt that you have when you're getting ready to fly via airplane, but the terminal molt will start having all these growths on it, barnacles and hydroids, other things start growing on the back of them, and then if they're losing a leg at that point, then they don't regrow it. So some of the oldest crabs that you see walking around, they're missing a few limbs. And I haven't seen any of them try to put on prosthetics, but we can let them know that guns, chainsaws, sawed-off shotguns are potential options for.
No, Patrick, remember this is a cautionary tale.
I know, it's a caution to everybody
The
else because
evil
we're
leg
about to
guy.
do some experiments with our local.
Patrick, what's the biggest crab you've seen besides like our we talked about the giant spider crabs.
Uh-huh.
What's the biggest crab you've seen besides those?
I've seen a sheep crab in the bay. Sheep crabs, they're not a bad crab by any means, but they are one of our largest spider crabs in the area. I've seen one that was probably
turn rate.
2 feet across with its legs. It had an octopus that was right behind it, kind of following it. Maybe it could tell that the crab wasn't long for this world. But yeah, massive, crawling around, could barely fit in the camera, and it was, I think, on its way to try to mate.
Enjoy the frantic wiggling that the crabs do when you send them flying into the air.
It's just this guy particularly. Like, I don't know what his deal is, but he's like, he just freaks out after you take away his sword, or he like drops it or whatever. He's trying to channel the force and he doesn't know how to do it or whatever.
Oh my goodness, it's got a
Yeah,
drill
here's the mirror
bit.
crab. He's got a drill and it's got its own special thing with like jet boosters and stuff, and he's gonna go crazy here and I might die if I don't hyper myself. Whoop. Please stop bullying me. Thank you.
Oh man.
I'll bully him back, whatever. My swords are purple now.
We're in the seafood aisle with
Please
the
be
metal
die.
crab. I feel like we need the Iron Chef in here. That's right. Leak us alone.
And now we're on to the final zone, which, yeah, like I mentioned, will become space very soon. But first, nice, happy beach for some reason.
Oh,
Place you'd
wonderful.
expect that crab.
Crab parasite. Crab paradise.
Crabadice?
Crab
It's like a really
That's,
tiny,
that's the
cozy
crab
little
casino,
place.
I think.
Crabadice. Man, you're on a roll. Crabadice. Get it. We do have red rock crabs in our area. They're not exactly this one. I think this one is meant to be a Sally Lightfoot type crab. If you've never heard of Sally Lightfoots, they're a beautiful, beautiful crab you can find at the southern tip of Baja and all along Central America. I think they're pretty famously found in Costa Rica. But Sally Lightfoots, if you read any John Steinbeck in the Log from the Sea of Cortez, mentions that they are one of the most difficult crabs in existence to collect. They are so incredibly fast and mostly on shore and not in the water.
Look at
Here
these
we got-
bucklers that this guy has.
Oh yeah, fun fact about the bucklers, if you give it to your CPU partner, they'll like just throw them like they're Captain America for some reason. It's
Oh,
kinda cool, actually. With, like
the
super good
barbed wire
accuracy too.
bat, too.
Yeah. Okay, so for Christmas Red Island crabs, the crab that was from the the meme video or like the Monster Cat song, the like doot 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 doot, that one.
Yeah, they're the ones
Oh,
who
uh-huh.
they
Thinking of a different
migrate
one.
across Christmas Island in huge numbers, and they'll just be this carpet of crabs crossing the island.
Camera please.
You mean that CGI one where they're all dancing?
Oh yeah.
The CGI one?
Uh-huh. Yes. Oh my.
Okay, come on, go down. You're stuck in his arm. They're being really uncooperative today, these crabs. How dare you? So like I mentioned earlier, at least like I have like no turn rate. All these crabs getting behind me somehow, so like turning around takes like 100 years. So it's like they're just like making these last as long as possible, unfortunately. But whatever. Estimates are for, I guess. Go down. I don't even know what this
Oh
thing
my
this guy
goodness.
has. It's like a mace that has a chain on it. It's kind of cool though. Anyway, I don't know if you've seen this in nature or not, but a crab using a seal as a mount. Not sure if
No.
that happens or not.
But
Definitely not. Huh?
I feel like I have to say what the foca is going on there. Foca being seals.
Going highbrow with
That's
that
wild.
there.
Yeah,
You got
that is
Keela-
absolutely a harbor seal right there.
Yeah.
I would really have gone for a sea lion person if I was choosing a mount.
Looks like this one harbors some resentment, at least towards your crab.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
trying
you've
to
got
pinniped us on the ground there. Yeah.
yeah,
But
you've
it
got
could seal with
chelipeds,
approval.
pinnipeds. Oh my, wow. I mean, it's about time that the charismatic
Screen is, like, all
megafauna
purple.
were relegated to secondary role, though. Oh,
Bow before the might of the superior crab.
welcome to
This guy needs to get
Is he
carcinization motion.
wielding
I can't
a
think about it
trident
yet.
there?
Yeah, he's got a like Poseidon's trident here right now.
Oh, man,
Magical
with-
trident for some reason.
Without the
Please
seal,
stay
seems
down.
like he's
This guy's
blubbering around a little bit more.
Okay, there we
Having a
go.
harder time.
He can't make a dent, a trident. Yeah,
A trident.
Sorry.
Yeah, here we
Okay,
go.
we're
Space beach.
Poseidon with those puns, Emily. People are Neptuning
In
out.
the background is the crab nebula.
Little touch.
Oh, goodness gracious. There's
He
so
uses
much
spirit
happening
bomb
that
for
is
some reason,
so
and then-
ridiculous and awesome. Bringing in any type of marine science
It gets worse.
interpretation.
He gets a gut
feels like-
sword.
Oh my god.
My gosh.
This one's clawsome for sure. Is he just holding the sun? Is that like fusion?
I think now's the
It's like
time for
legit
your
a spirit
Koku
bomb.
funds.
Yeah.
Like there's at least like 5 DBZ moves in this game. I don't know why the dev just is a fan or something. Is he going down? No, he's gonna get up one more time.
Is there a level where everybody just yells at each other for like 30 minutes and then you cut to the next episode?
This is the abridged series. The
Okay.
normal one
Dude,
would
I
take
wish the
about,
crabs were yelling.
Ah! Oh!
I want to see that. Where did he just go? Okay, I've never seen that.
Are we gonna
This is
try and
where
get
I'm
that
gonna
that
spin a circle or
percent
something.
up to over 9,000?
Yeah, oh, it's time, by the way.
Oh,
That's time.
Wow.
That's the run. We beat the final
Done.
boss.
that was the final boss.
Oh, I'm still spinning there. Maybe I get sucked in the
Wow.
nebula for whatever reason. Just because, why not?
That was fantastic.
That was Fight Crab.
That was amazing. Well done, Teddy. That was incredible.
Definitely incredible.
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 Thanks.
Something to celebrate, certainly.
It was an
Extra.
exoskeleton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you enjoyed this, Teddy is going to be running Fight Crab at SGDQ, but this was too much fun to pass up having on Ocean Week. I'm glad we were able to get this in here. And SGDQ 2021 is starting in under a month, starting July 4th. But we haven't mentioned it since the top of the show. Pat, why don't you talk to us about donations we've got running right now for NBA?
Oh, well, I may have missed some of the details, but yeah, if you folks are enjoying the color commentary here alongside all of the amazing gaming, Monterey Bay Aquarium is located in Central California, just a couple of hours south of the San Francisco Bay Area, if you were wondering where we're at. And we're located next to the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary, and our mission is to inspire conservation of the ocean. We've really enjoyed hanging out on Twitch during quarantine with all of you folks out there and joining in GDQ for Ocean Week last year and again this year. So we're just thrilled to be here with all of you. And if you wish to donate, you can do so with some fancy links that are going into the chat right now. And you can also visit the aquarium. The aquarium is finally reopened after 14 months of closure. So you can go over to montereybayaquarium.org and come and visit us, purchase memberships. You can also go to our shop, get yourself some of the cutest plush in the world, including Mola Molas and some really awesome face masks as well, if you're looking for some comfy ones with an ocean theme. Yeah, and you can donate with the links that are happening here. We're on Tiltify, and I don't know, Emily, have we shout out? Somebody was just raising money with their ferrets for us just the other day, and we really, really appreciate all of you folks helping support our mission of ocean conservation, hanging out, nerding out with the ocean, with fight crabs, and all of that good stuff here on Twitch. So I don't know, did I do okay? I'm kind of out of it.
You
Emily,
did.
did I miss anything?
You did a better job than I did at the beginning. Thanks, Pat.
Oh, okay.
You did great.
All right. I did good. Okay. You can also, support us on our Twitch channel if you want to come hang out with us. We play games over there extremely slowly, where it might take us a year to complete a game because we spend so much time talking about all the details and going on the side there. Yeah. And then I just wanted to say thanks to everybody during last Ocean Week. You all helped us out so much. You helped us reach 100,000 subscribers over on our YouTube channel, which unlocks some fundraising capabilities for us on our live streams, etc. So just thank you to the GDQ community for pushing us over the edge last year. And yeah, very excited to have an aquarium to show you all again. And should you see Emily, Chris, or myself in the exhibit hall, I think if you just walked at us sideways with some kind of katana, we would know where you got the idea to come and visit the aquarium from.
I don't think security would be appreciative of that, Pat.
No,
Yeah, I
I'm not saying you can do that, but I'm just saying that we would know moments before our demise where you got the idea.
Beware the crabs.
Thanks so much for showing this game to us, Teddy. Do you have any shout outs?
Thank you, Teddy. That was awesome.
Not really.
You should go follow Teddy.
Follow Teddy,
He
everybody.
does fun games.
SGQ, whatever. Yeah.
There, I plugged for
I
you.
play crab game and maybe something else.
I know Teddy's
Do you
been
have
on our show before, playing a Metroidvania and a few other things.
Teddy, do you have a playlist on your channel that is Teddy Bears It All? Anything like that?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All right.
Not doing the bear puns, but
Not doing that? Ah, I'm sorry.
All right, well, thanks so much for showing us this incredible game, Teddy. We've got one more run coming up tonight. It's going to be a little bit longer. We've got Kakani who's going to come on, going to be playing Breath of the Wild, all dungeons. So we're going to be traversing the world a little bit in that one, seeing a bunch of different biomes. And we'll have a little bit more time to sit and nerd out about stuff, so stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Breath of the Wild coming up in just a little bit. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Community Spotlight. We're beginning Ocean Week here proper, here on the GDQ Hotfix. And we've got our final run of the night. It's going to be Zelda Breath of the Wild. We're going to do all dungeons here with Kakage. It's going to be a lot of fun. We had two kind of frantic paced runs there to begin the night. They were both very much fun, but this one will give us more time to settle in and, you know, enjoy the talking with the Monterey Bay Aquarium folks. And of course, Kakage, how you doing? Hope you're having a good night.
I'm doing really well. Still waking up, but yeah, here we are.
And of course,
how's everyone?
Emily and Pat still here with us.
Woo!
Yay!
So this is the stream where we can catch our breath of the wild during the stream. Okay. I just got to get the punt count up here, so looking forward to seeing what we can pull off.
Yeah, and I remember last year with Susan, I believe it was, on TFS, there was a lot of discussion about how Link is a bird.
Yes. It's been established. It's now canon.
Oh,
that
okay.
Link is a bird.
No, it's now Ganon.
It's now Ganon.
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry I didn't make that link there.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it was kind of a Zelda moment, but you know.
And
All right.
Kakage already has enough.
I saw a ping
Hold
went
them
off.
for the run. Hold them for the run.
I saw that a ping went off in the Breath of the Wild server. So for any of our Zelda friends just joining the stream, this is Ocean Week, where we pair up with Monterey Bay Aquarium. We have some of their scientists on the show, and we talk about science stuff, animals. We make jokes, hang out, and just do some mixture of comedy and educational content. Hope you all enjoy the speed run. And of course, you can support Monterey Bay Aquarium. We've got some links in chat. MBA Donate and MBA Shop. And I think we can get started and then, you know, let Pat continue on his role of puns there.
Yeah, and everybody in the chat, just know that your disdain for the puns just makes our powers grow stronger over on this side, and hopefully helps speed up the speed run. It's really all it's all about the mechanics. If the speed runner is trying to get away from the puns, they might go quicker. That's what I'm trying to help out with.
Yeah.
To kelp out with.
There you go.
No.
All right, if you're ready, why don't you give us a countdown, Tay?
So the timer won't start on new game. Timer will start whenever we gain control of Link. So I will mark time off. We're gonna go ahead and start the game. So yeah, how are you guys doing?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm
fantastic.
really excited to see what a speed run of this game looks like, because I feel like this game is definitely just designed to be taken super slow and just kind of screwing around on the side with the physics of it. So I'm just really excited to see what somebody who knows what they're doing brings to it.
Partially what's going to
Physics
make it go
are
fast
broken.
is screwing around with the physics.
Physics
Okay.
are absolutely broken in this game.
Really? Oh, that's so exciting.
Oh yeah, the fastest language in this category is Italian. So if you get confused, yeah, there you go. Or the fastest language for this category.
Link.
Yeah, each category has its own language that's faster.
Wow.
There's different cutscenes that you go by that have different links on different languages. So yeah, all dungeons is Italian. All right, time on 3, 2, 1, start.
I mean, that's a very Italian-looking Link right there.
Oh yeah. Link is also like ripped too. If you see the size of Link compared to like the other monsters, like Link can definitely. Oh, it's impressive. Link is impressive. But the first thing we're going to be grabbing here is the Sheikah Slate. We're going to need this. Every category needs this in this game. It's going to allow us to do some fun tricks later on. And our first trick is going to be right here, which is going to be the scope clip, which allows us to skip 2 cutscenes and also locks time of day at 5:15 a.m. so we don't have to deal with weather.
Oh, whoa.
So we're going to run up against this wall, and then we're just going to do a neat little clip. There we are. Now we're out of bounds, and we're going to have to clip back in bounds. But yeah, this is the Great Plateau. Every category, or most categories, have to complete this in order to get off plateau. It's kind of the locked anchor. Can't really get around it.
So if what are you doing in where you're like whistling up the?
Oh, that is whistle sprinting. My apologies. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, come on, man. What's whistle sprinting?
Whistle sprinting allows you to regain stamina while running or almost at a running pace. So you basically have infinite stamina other than climbing. Yeah.
So man, so whistle while you sprint, not while you walk. You learned it here first. There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, collecting mushrooms in the woods is something I like to do in the winter. Grabbing delicious porcinis, chanterelles, oyster mushrooms.
I hope that you take more time when you are foraging for mushrooms, though, than that, Pat. You aren't just like, oh, mushrooms, and you just grab everything as you run by.
Yeah, no, generally speaking, folks, if you are into mushroom foraging, don't just grab whatever mushroom you happen to find and take it with you. It could cause some gastrointestinal distress later. This is so funny to watch this in Italian.
Oh, wait till you hear. Never mind. I'll let you guys find it.
Discover that joy ourselves. Yeah. All right. So you're saying that we're in for a Majora treat coming.
Oh
my!
Oh goodness gracious!
I wasn't prepared.
I did warn Tay that there were going to be lots of puns.
Oh no!
If you were, if you were sleeping before, now you're wind awake.
I didn't know there was this many puns.
You do the speed run, we do the speed pun. Yeah.
The speed pun.
That's
this
the
is
deal.
any pun percent, or what is it? Pun percent?
Yeah.
Speed run?
Pun 100%. Yeah.
So, but okay, answer me this. So now that we're currently watching Link in Italian running around and the whole story, this is basically a Mario game now. Is you have to go find the princess, right? You know, like this is it's just a Mario game now. Oh, right. You can just do. Oh my god.
So something I was gonna mention before. On Great Plateau, casually you're required to grab the Great Plateau Tower in order to activate all the shrines normally. But since we're skipping the Great Plateau Tower for now, all the shrines will be in a dormant state. So what we have to do is shield clip into them, which saves us about 2 minutes total off plateau. So yeah, that's a neat little thing.
So what is it that you're skipping by doing that again? You're missing
a lot of running. A lot of running.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, with that skip, it was just like, do you want to sprint over there? And you were like, ocarina.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people in chat are a little confused about the Ocean Week tie-in here, and it's just, Ocean Week isn't just about water and fish. Like, we had an evolution game earlier, and we will have some fish friends later on, but this was just one of the games that was on the list of approved games. We'll have stuff to talk about. Ocean Week is just about having the Monterey Bay Aquarium scientists with us and just being educational and having some fun.
Well, and if anyone is trying to figure out the tie into Ocean Week, you are watching just a very motivated Tiktaalik running around. As we've discussed previously, all tetrapods are technically fish if you look at the phylogeny. The synapomorphy, the shared physical characteristic that we have with the coelacanth, which is one of our closest relatives in the fish, is that we have enamel on our teeth and we have lobed appendages, same as the coelacanth does, whereas the other fishes are ray-finned fishes. But whenever you see Zelda, Link, Ganon running around, those are highly motivated fish that wanted to be on land. And we've also established that Link is a bird of all things, so also a motivated fish. So this gentleman that just parachuted in is a little fishy friend to help us out.
Exactly.
Basically,
and
we're all fish.
Yeah, and
precisely.
this game is going to add to the fish is a bird lore pretty significantly.
What were you gonna say, Tay?
Oh, we missed out on the Italian old man flying
Oh.
down.
Ah.
Sounds like he's dying whenever he's like gliding down, trying to introduce himself.
This is great. Yeah, no, it's funny because I do appreciate chat bringing up the ideas like what is the Ocean Week tie-in when you're looking at a whole bunch of land stuff happening as we just launch ourselves. It's like a reverse asteroid. Oh, so that was actually Metroid Prime is what we just did just then. Right? Just nope, never mind. All right.
Here's where the physics get a little broken. This is called a bullet time bounce. What we do is abuse bullet time to send Link flying on enemies that can ragdoll.
Okay, so landing near some water. But no, we do often talk about like what is the Ocean Week tie-in when we look at something that's all happening on land, and that's one of the things that can be difficult about working for the aquarium. Our mission is to inspire conservation of the ocean, and you would think that as a water planet where Earth is a majority water, not only in surface area but also 99% of the living space on the planet for anything to live in is in the ocean. And if you were getting directions to Earth in the solar system, you would ask, where do I find Earth? And they go, it's the one with the water on it. And so the ocean is this critical component of all life on the planet. We have a habitable planet for the moment because of the ocean. And it like falls away into the background where we can have a game where we're just running around on land and it's like the ocean is somewhere in the background. But if I know anything about life on our planet, then in Link's universe as well, it's on a water planet at some point for the oxygen, the atmosphere, for everything to be livable for the characters. So I think it's kind of funny to think about that mental block that we have as a land-based species, to think about the ocean being critical to every part of what we're talking about and not just some parts. Like the ocean is this thing we can talk about for a week some other time, and then the rest of the time is not Ocean Week. Every week is Ocean Week on the planet since many billion years ago. Anyway, that's my little screen. I'll get off that soapbox. I'm sitting cross-legged on my soapbox like this person though, so it worked out.
Beautiful.
Sorry, we'll get back to the jokes here, not the philosophy.
I like the philosophy.
Oh, yay!
All right, here's our next bullet time bounce. Our next BTB.
BTB. They're very inquisitive baddies.
I'll let you guys enjoy the scenery. We're gonna get a lot of world loads looking at it though.
Scenery.
Scenery.
Oh, very cool.
Oh. We're gonna pick up some extra arrows and one mushroom in the woods.
Perfect. A man after my own heart. I really, I don't know, we can talk about a mushroom. It can be a mushroom stream for a quick moment. One of the fascinating things about mushrooms is they're a fruiting body. There's mushroom on the stream to be a fun guy, and plus with these mushroom puns, it's as always when it rains it spores. The thing about
we
mushrooms.
Already played Spore, Pat.
Oh,
Breath of the Wild.
Well, this is some. Can I have some spore? Some spore of what? I haven't had any spore yet. you takes the gram, you puts the chocolate. No, the really fun thing about mushrooms is they're the fruiting body of the mycelial network that is underground. Darwin, when he looked at trees, he would talk about how the part of the tree that you see, that's just its power plant. The living part of the tree is actually the root down in the ground. And mycelial networks, basically the actual mushroom that is connecting all these different trees and other organisms together underneath the ground. The fruiting body of that is what the mushroom is coming out. But you can think about it basically is like what some scientists will call a wood wide web of information sharing happens between the mycelia of different mushroom species connecting an evergreen tree, a conifer, and then a deciduous tree like an oak tree. And through those connections under the ground, you can have pretty amazing relationships between different species of tree. Like in the wintertime, the coniferous tree is able to keep photosynthesizing, producing sugars, and will feed its neighbors that have lost its leaves during the wintertime via the mycelial network. And then come the springtime and the summer, when the deciduous tree is making more sugars than the conifer, it'll actually feed back in the summertime through the mycelial network back to its neighbors. And so that's how trees can communicate with dangers that might be happening. If there's like beetles on this tree, other trees can get ready and start having tannins grow, or they can make themselves more distasteful. So whenever you see a mushroom, like in Zelda here, there's a ton of information happening. And one could even surmise in this game that the rest of the level knows that Link is coming from the mushroom being picked all the way at the start of the game back there. Kind of fun to think about. I'll stop talking about mushrooms, though.
That was really cool.
It's cool. Mushrooms are awesome.
Keep trying to
Just
split.
from...
You keep trying to hit your split button, Tay?
Yeah.
Do you know about splits, Pat?
I know that I should not attempt them anymore, as I am an old man. Yes, no, I'm aware. I'm aware of splits. They are numbers that can be green or red. Green means good in the speedrunning community. How'd I do?
Pretty good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Precisely.
What are the splits? Like generally speaking, like are we talking minutes between splits in this, or? Whoa.
Usually minutes, yeah.
Okay.
That's a trick called box walk, where you walk on a box. Oh, that barrel almost hit me.
What?
Also, I'm looking in the air to avoid world loads, because this game is a loading simulator too.
Oh.
Yeah, this
that's
game has
cool.
like
The developers were not expecting us to go this fast across the land.
yeah, since this big open world, what they do is they just try to like load an area around you. Like as you're traveling, it just unloads stuff that's far away and loads stuff that's close. But Tay goes so fast that he goes faster than the game can load it sometimes.
I love that. I love that that battle. That's certainly one of the things, one of the biggest appreciations I've gotten from hanging out with the GDQ people during Ocean Week and just following what everyone's up to. Just the relationship between speedrunner and speedrunner. Speedrunner is a little bit of a looser, sloshier stream. But no, between speedrunners and game developers, I love it. You're almost like kelp forests and sea urchins in a way, where it's like you're both designed to go after each other's weaknesses. It's really cool. I love it. Just build me a game and then I'll figure out how to break it and do something you never even thought your game could do. It's super cool. I think I lost everybody.
No,
No,
Okay. Okay.
I'm intently watching all the ways that Tay is breaking the game right now.
I'm just gonna let myself die. Tactical healing.
What does that do?
Oh no, I just didn't want to waste any food for the later part of the run, so I'd rather just let Link die instead.
Okay.
It's about a 30-second loss, but safer to play like this.
Just respawning with all of his health back again.
Yeah.
So when
Well,
you're...
Go ahead.
No, please, after you.
Oh, what we just did there is called a wind bomb. What we do is abuse the mechanics again, the bullet time mechanics, to use one bomb to hit another bomb into Link and send Link ragdolling. And that's what majority of this run is going to be from now on. And also BTBs, bullet time bounces.
Gotcha.
But go ahead, what were you going to say, Pat?
Oh, no, I mean, nothing, I think, super informative. I think I was just trying to gear up for another pun. But wind bombs sound like something that some of us might be familiar with, depending on what food we've had. The pun that I wanted to mention, though, is that when you're going through the level faster than it can load, would you say that when you end up zooming back down and seeing how big the world is, you get an appreciation for the breadth of the wild? The breadth
Face
of
palming.
it? Perfect. Very much like the previous game with the crab fight, where we had a palm tree being used to smack the face of a crab. So that was face palming. I missed my opportunity for that pun in that game, but there it is now.
We did have a request for shark facts by somebody in the chat. If you have any, you can drop out of nowhere.
Shark fact.
Did you hear about the latest shark facts?
I didn't hear about the latest shark facts, Emily.
So the latest shark facts in the community right now is that there was a paper that was just released, I think on Friday? Maybe it was like a week ago Friday. It was very, very recent, though, about how sharks are one of the oldest living organisms on Earth. They're older
Sorry,
than trees.
I think Link just
trees.
committed treason or something against the physics of the world. Way to branch out there, Tay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Barking up the right tree.
Sharks are older than the trees that Link is committing treason.
It's true. Sharks are older than
right
trees. There's one.
now.
Yep.
But there is a period of time fairly recently where apparently sharks almost went extinct. Within, I think it was like 70 million years ago or so, which is fairly recent. Or they can trace it back by studying sediment cores and studying microscopic scales that they can find in those sediment cores there. And what's really weird about it is that right now we don't know of any other events that would have happened during that time that would have caused that loss in biodiversity of sharks and what has happened. So there's this new mystery for us to solve, a new shark mystery out there for us to solve.
Maybe all those years ago, dinosaurs invented commercial high seas fishing.
maybe, yeah.
And then we rediscovered it recently, thus
yeah.
contributing to the current issues that sharks are facing. Huh.
Yeah, the T-Rexes that just like started.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a couple of triceratopses. They're just like, what if we disconnect the resource from its local population and see about selling shark products at scale all around the globe? And someone's like, oh, that's not a great idea. And then a couple 100 million years later, we come around and say, we got this great idea.
I do
Wow.
enjoy the one person in chat saying the sharks almost went extinct because of the spore creature.
Yes.
I caught the end of Spore. How did that go?
It was very
great.
speedy.
Yeah.
It wasn't sporing, that's for sure.
No. I mean, we got through, almost 1 billion years of evolution in like 30 minutes, so it was great.
Pretty cool.
That's rad.
Yeah.
And we are done with Great Plateau. We just got the Great Plateau Tower, so now we're going to be heading off to start our first dungeon.
Ooh, Great Plateau, yeah.
Are there going to be any dragons there?
I wish.
Dungeon.
I imagine there would be dragons, or maybe they'd be dragons. Imagine. Sorry.
Now
No,
Link has
sorry,
fully become a
I
bird.
was dragging my feet on that one.
Oh.
And of course now Link has evolved even more into a bird.
Yeah, look at him go.
Look at that bird. So I was thinking about this, Pat, and we have to figure out a way to describe it in the way. So like when we talk about dinosaurs and when we talk about birds and how birds
I mean,
are
talk about
dinosaurs.
dinosauring right now.
Yeah. Link is dinosauring right now. So we have birds that are alive today, but it's when we talk about dinosaurs being extinct, most of the time scientists refer to them as like the non-avian dinosaurs went extinct to differentiate between the two. But if tetrapods, of all tetrapods are fish, is there a way to describe like us and differentiate us from fish in that same way? Like, are we non-something fish? Or like, if we're talking about Link right now, like, is he a non-avian bird? Like, how do we describe? Is he a non-avian
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
dinosaur
What are we described as being in opposition to? Basically.
Yeah. Look at him flap. Look at him go.
I mean, we could just call ourselves "Don't need to be all that wet, boys." I don't know, like don't need to be super close to water all the time. Like to carry it with us, fish. The water goes on the inside, fish.
I think we're getting a few more people from the Zelda community who missed the intro on what Ocean Week is, because there's a bit more confusion in chat. So
I'm sure there is. Apologies, everybody in the chat.
Just to give the quick overview, Ocean Week is a week where we pair up with Monterey Bay Aquarium, and we've got their scientists on, and we talk about oceans, fish, science, evolution, all sorts of things. Just a bit more focus on like education and learning this week, and
we shoehorn educational puns into otherwise remarkable speedruns by professionals that bear with us as we try to bring in any type of interpretation to what might be happening on screen. Appreciate everybody going along this Ocean Week Breath of the Wild journey with us. So far, so good. This is really, truly amazing, by the way, just to see.
Yeah.
As somebody who spent probably 2 hours trying to figure out how to cook something specific, first time I played this is remarkable.
I'm gonna pick up a little fairies for healing.
What did?
I remember the first time you played this, Pat, because we were on the plane together when you played it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great time. I feel like if anybody needed more shark facts.
Oh yeah.
If anybody needed more of those real quick, found out from our great friends at Minorities in Shark Science, Miss, if you are interested in learning more about sharks and seeing some really cool scientists do some really cool work, Minorities in Shark Science, aka Miss, came on and did a stream with us where we looked at our shark cam and informed us that bonnet head sharks are one of the only known sharks that eats a vegetarian diet at times. So that was pretty incredible to find out that we actually have a shark that enjoys a salad now and again in the seagrasses there. Did I get that right, Emily? It was bonnet heads?
Yeah. So I was also getting distracted by like
vegetarian sharks.
When Link was flying in there, it was just like, oh, there's nothing there, and then surprise, enemies all around.
So if Link is usually just running around doing whatever, Tay, would you describe what you're doing right now? Would this be a hyperlink?
Oh my.
I mean, I feel like the etymology is spot on. I know that in practice it's not hyper.
Yes.
But pretty okay, thank you. Sorry.
I'm enjoying Tay's reactions to the puns just as much as the puns themselves.
But Pat, I mean, you also have Link here experiencing nature and everything around him, so would this also be a link in bio?
I think so. Look at that skyfish. Oh.
There's the first dungeon, the Skyfish Meadow.
That is something that we can truly appreciate about living on the land part of the planet, which is that you don't typically have a ton of stuff in the air above you, potentially coming down to grab you. If you're a fish on the seafloor, you might have to contend with jellyfish, siphonophores, lots of other things just drifting by in the quote air above you. And thankfully, we don't have to worry about waiting around at the bus stop and then suddenly you just get whisked away by stinging sky tentacles of some crazy jelly that's out there trying to grab you, and then battling a sky turtle.
And of course, here's the
Bird.
bird people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this conversation's a hoot. Who was that?
My attention was
I'll ask you later. It's okay. Who's
Oh no.
who is she?
Not gonna survive.
Are you gonna be okay today?
No.
I'm sorry, Tay. We're really just winging a bunch of these puns.
We're just
right
winging
now.
it.
Oh my.
But Tay, you are, of all the people hanging out with bird people right now, you are very talented.
Oh.
Extremely.
Ah. Thanks. You guys really got your pun count up a lot here.
We
That's
had to
what's up.
turn things
Yeah.
around, you know.
Oh, that was a good one. I like that one.
That is my promise. Ah, clever pearls. Given. This is very Italian, though, to have just a bunch of dried, or just have a bunch of mushrooms at the grocery store like that. The fungi. Okay, so the bird people. This is a legitimate question. I'm not gearing up for a pun. What is their story in Link? Are they in any other games?
Yeah.
Okay.
There
I
are
have not
bird
played
people
very
in
many.
in other Zelda games. Yeah.
Okay.
This is my only Zelda game.
These are the Rito.
Really?
I think they're called.
That's
They
cool.
show up in.
Yeah, the Rito.
Yeah, the
Are these
Rito and the
popular?
Zora.
We're cooking
are
mushrooms.
Two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the reason you want to cook a lot of your mushrooms is that it releases a lot of the goodness in the mushroom, or it makes a lot of the goodness in mushrooms readily digestible. So, always cook your mushrooms. If you're trying to cook a wild foraged porcini or an oyster mushroom or something, those have a whole lot of water in them. In fact, a lot of mushrooms will double in size overnight. So if you're ever out there foraging and you find yourself a tasty mushroom that's a little bit small, if you're pretty certain no one's going to come back to that same spot, you can wait a day and come back and it may have doubled in size. But when you're cooking a mushroom, usually you want to go for hot dry skillet. And then once you've cooked down a lot of the moisture out of the mushroom, then you add some butter, some salt, and you've got yourself a perfect porcini bite. Anyway, this has been
Pat.
Mushroom Talk with Pat. Sorry, what are we doing? We're speedrunning a game?
Nah, mushroom.
What's that, Emily?
What?
What'd you say?
Oh no, I'm just having ideas for like if we ever do a
that
fundraiser
Falcor?
on our.
It's a falcon. Pretty close. What was that, Emily?
Oh, I was just thinking if we ever do a fundraiser on our channel to have like one of the goals be like if we hit a certain amount to do like cooking with Pat.
Oh my goodness. I will teach you how to make my world famous porcini chile rellenos. Poof. Oh, I'm just thinking we just need some rain. Goodness, do we need some rain? Not only for my not only for my culinary treats, but also just for California generally. Oh, what's happening here?
If that
We're
was a
doing-
real bird, its feet would not be as splayed out as they are there. I'm just saying. Okay.
What's
We're
happening?
doing our fight on the dungeon to enter. So what we have to do is take out these guardian turrets in order to enter the dungeon,
Okay.
which I think I hit all of them. I did. Okay, cool. So
Oh, so
what it
you're
is-
dungeon.
Yeah, I'm dungeon already.
You're dungeon. Okay.
We're about to enter it and complete it, and then we'll be done with the birds.
Finally.
Yeah.
Excellent.
How dare you?
Another feather in our cap. Let's move on.
You guys are great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, you're the talented one here.
Yep.
Okay.
Very
Thank
talented.
you.
Oh man, I'm just so in awe of how fast we've gotten to so many different things. This is also a real question, not a lead up to a pun, but is the art style on this considered? It's not considered cell shading, right? Like there was one Zelda game I remember that was something everybody was talking about. I think it
That
was
Wind Waker. Yes.
Wind Waker, right? So this is kind of similar to that, right, in terms of the art style. But what would you call this?
This is just I mean,
Breath
these are
of the
just
Wild.
3D models. It's
Okay,
I don't think there's a
Nothing-
particular art style for it, you know.
okay. I like how things are very defined and then also very stylized at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very cool.
Oh, Booper Goober had a good pun in chat, but these puns are illegal.
Illegal. Ooh.
Good one.
Puns
That
so
is-
good they make you sick. That's
Pat's
an
gonna
illegal
steal that
pun.
one for the future. That's what that sound was.
Oh
wasn't it?
goodness. I don't even know who said it. No royalties shall be paid.
I was
that's
trying to figure
okay.
out puns
Great.
for the tweet for tonight, and I found this excellent page that had a bunch of suggestions for word replacements for ocean-themed puns.
Oh.
So I fed that to the other showrunners, so we should have some pretty puntastic tweets for the rest of Ocean Week.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
every single one I saw on that page is one I heard Pat use before, though.
And
They probably just watched last year's Ocean
may
Week
have.
and then just
Yeah.
wrote down all of those puns and we're like, okay, we made a whole page. We did it. Our job is done.
I don't need to hoot our own horn or anything with the birds, but yeah, we don't tend to write these down. Emily and I just both have debilitating word association syndrome.
That's the double pun.
The double pun,
That one was
association.
brilliant. I
Once
like that
once you realize that any word ending with shun can just be added, like action is, action. Well, I guess that's the worst possible one I could have picked. Good job, Pat. But distribution, it's just once you realize the shun, is everywhere there.
And then if you had a C before that, then you have, puns for your conceder ocean.
Conceder ocean is a
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
We like that one.
And you get the double pun there. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely tooting my own horn. One time we were in a Twitter battle with the comedian Patton Oswalt, and I managed to win by using "Thank you for your consideration," and he just went ah, and then said he'd come visit the aquarium, and he didn't yet. So Patton, if you're watching, come visit the aquarium. We're open again. Anyway. This is.
I just get awed every time listening to Pat do his work, because I grew up in a family with, bad puns and jokes galore, but I didn't get the talent as much as other people in my family. Should I say
Thank
the
you for
talent?
sharing. Thank you for sharing the puns galore of your family. So why do you, if you whistle with the enemies, it just makes them turn their hitbox towards you faster, or is that the technique, Tay?
Not with this enemy. Ooh,
No,
I missed that
okay.
shot. That's not. Okay, we're good. I'm safe.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah. But for most enemies, it'll make them react a certain way. So there is another technique called throw sprinting, which you'll see later on in the run. It's a little bit more silent because whenever you do whistle sprinting, the enemies will hear you.
Mm.
And sometimes you don't want things to be alert when you want to be sneaky.
Gotcha. But so when you whistle at them and they react, are they taking offense? Just listen, I may be a monster, but I will not be catcalled.
Exactly. Precisely.
No. It's raw, I'm here to rip your heart from your throat. Oh, please, no, not in 2021.
I think chat's trying to figure out if the shape of that creature was the result of carcinization or not.
Abandoned monkey, become crab. Carcinization Nation in the chat. Awesome. Oh my goodness. This is wild. I've seen so much of Breath of the Wild that I had never seen before.
We also had
It's great.
a question in the chat, and I know that they're talking about, the lives that Link had there. Where folks are curious how you were doing everything with just one heart. But honestly, that's a question that I ask about most tetrapods every single day when you consider that, like, octopus have 3 hearts. Like, why couldn't we get that? Think of all the things that we could do. Yeah.
It certainly
Only
make things
problem
like,
with having... Oh,
Oh,
please go.
I was just gonna say, it certainly makes things like, you know, the problems that come from the occasional arrhythmia less concerning when you have more than one heart to cover that.
It's true. Yeah, because the other 2 hearts can be like, hey, man, what are you trying to do? This
got
isn't
this.
jazz. Stop improvising. Just keep the beat. But it's every heartbeat you don't hear. No. It's crucial to life. No, if you do have 3 hearts like a cephalopod, the only thing you really need to remember is to get 3 boxes of chocolates on Valentine's Day. That's like the primary consideration.
Aw.
You need to have. Yeah. If you are filled with cephalove, is that what? No, that's terrible. Forget I tried that.
I won't.
Oh no! But I
not the
specifically instructed.
You're not the boss of Tay, apparently.
Oh no! He's
I'll
wind
consider.
bombing his way over to tell me of my bad pun attempts. You miss every shot you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. I like that. Just then it said cappuccino of something or else, but I just read that as cappuccino, something or other. So trying to have a little coffee break with the.
Well, that one was
What?
Lelmo, so apparently we have some Muppets that are sneaking its way into the game.
Elmo. What's the technique going on here?
Being very careful.
Okay.
Is the
Oh.
like finding that specific pixel just like getting your angle right
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you jump
yeah.
off of him?
This one's a very precise BTB, which I got one that works, but it's not the optimal one.
Mm.
Probably one of the hardest ones in the run, other than one you'll see a little bit later. This category is a scary category. But it's a good one. Hey, there's a Korok.
Yeah, and it's
hiding in plain sight because you just landed there.
Yeah.
It's also one of those categories that it's all right because we're relaxed run. So if something goes wrong, we'll just let Pat make a few puns, distract the chat.
Anger them so they just like, oh man, oh okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, who's this guy?
Why did he just appears out of nowhere?
Benjamin.
Oh, I'm the appearing backpacker.
Great. Here we're gonna go into VR mode, just so we can get extra lag because we abuse lag frames while in bullet time, or not in bullet time,
What?
so that we can increase our speed like by a lot.
I mean, joke's on you, Tay. I'm closing one of my eyes. You can't VR me.
Which eye are you looking at, left or right?
Oh, you think I would give away my ruse?
All right, Pat.
This
keep
is
your
actually-
secrets.
Yeah. This it's actually interesting that you have this VR mode on right now because that's something that we're working on at the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute is piloting the ROV or the remotely operated vehicle that they use to explore the deep sea using a VR headset. And so they have this. There's a really awesome company we worked with also at the aquarium called Virtual, where we did live 360-degree streaming from inside our exhibits previously. Is this just a fashion show? Okay, Here we go. Oh, you look so cute, Link. But yeah, so we actually have a VR deep sea camera that can go down thousands of meters now. And the pilots can look around the ROV in basically 180 degrees, I believe. They can look around and see where all of their tools are, where their instruments are, and be able to pilot that. It should help with a lot of very fine scale deep sea maneuvering as we prepare for the Into the Deep exhibit. And it was just fascinating to find out that you have to set the two different lenses to the inner ocular distance between your two pupils for your brain to be able to interpret it as being a separate or those two separate images, to meld them together into that VR space. And that's also, when it's done well, you don't get as seasick looking into that VR headset when you're looking at what the ROV is doing. Anyway, that was pretty cool.
That is cool
to have that brought up.
Yeah, it's interesting about that, because like there were a lot of attempts at VR like when I was younger that generally resulted in bad headaches. And you know, now that we've got the better VR, it's like, well, you know, that was just a ready-made headset that was not adjusted for where my eyes are, and I guess that makes sense. Like my brain was making do with it, but it was not happy about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that the brain is doing in the back end. Like all of the images that we're looking at right now, like this speed run is technically coming into our brain upside down, and one eye is sending information to the other side of the brain and vice versa. So there's just a lot of interpretation that your brain is doing. And I think when you have those headsets on and they're not properly set up, it's like your brain's just like, this isn't the way. Oh. So having really good VR, especially for deep sea exploration, might help the researchers see stuff that's happening around them that they don't usually look at with the 2D screens.
And to answer your curiosity earlier there, Pat, that's a city where only women are allowed, so Link had to go in disguise.
Okay. Nice. I mean, he looks really good in his garb.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of fan art of Gerudo Link on the internet.
Oh, what kind of enemy are those ones again?
Moblins. Ooh, please give me. Okay, cool. Went into bullet time a frame too late.
Oh no.
Oh no. You've been framed.
Yeah, I have.
And so, in these speedruns, there's a lot of community involvement of figuring out all the different moves and tricks and stuff. Tay, did you come up with any like original skips or like some of the moves that you're like proudest of? Like, what should I be looking at?
One is like an enshrine movement.
Okay.
It's like an easier way to hop into like a shrine peg for a wind bomb.
Okay.
Trying to think what else. There's another thing, like all of my stuff is like inside shrines mainly. I'm an all shrines runner, but I do all dungeons on the side.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I reached out to Tay for this because Tay had done a similar run on Hotfix before.
It's super cool.
You ever just pull out a giant magnet to fish treasure chests out of the ocean floor, Pat?
Well, I mean, no, but I did have something to get off my chest, so I appreciate Tay doing that for us on the stream real quick. No, but you know, sunken treasure is something that we are finding with the Aquarium Research Institute in Bari. Every so often they'll go out and do some recon missions. They helped find is it the USS Macon? I think it's the Macon, right? Macon, I believe.
Sounds right.
Yeah, but Mbari discovered this ship off of Big Sur. It had gone down, had some planes on it, or was it a plane itself? I'm gonna
Well, I
look
mean,
that
the,
up real quick.
the Macon is an airship, so
The Macon
yeah.
is the airship. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. That's
I
what I'm
remember
remembering.
last
Yeah, so
year when we had Subnautica, like, was it Ben we had on from Mbari? You had actually mentioned
Uh-huh.
that they were going to check out a shipwreck pretty close to when we had the show.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that a lot of I mean, just the way of the world, most deep sea exploration has to do with oil and gas prospecting and discovery, and so a lot of the technology that exists is stuff that operates around oil derricks and deep sea mining operations and things like that. And so there's a lot of exploration, quote unquote, of the deep sea, but there's not a whole lot of groups in the world that are out there just trying to see what they might find, like bizarro characters like that if one of those exists in the ocean, there aren't too many people out there trying to find it unless this one has a lot of rare earth minerals or something associated with it. So there's not a ton of exploration that happens. And so with Ben and what they do with Mbari, they're doing a lot of science, they're doing a lot of discovery, and every so often they're finding brand new things, or they're enlisted to go and look at certain things that may have been lost track of for a long time or sunk somewhere. Another org that does a lot of deep sea exploration is Bob Ballard's boat, the Nautilus, the exploration vessel Nautilus, EV Nautilus. That's 3 different ways of saying the exact same thing, but they go out looking for things that may have been lost at sea for a long time, like Amelia Earhart's plane they might be looking for. Famously, of course, Bob Ballard found the Titanic, and that's using exploration techniques that Ben and the rest of the folks at Mbari sometimes employ to look for things. Tay, what did you do to anger this person?
Just enter his base and leave.
Okay.
So you're mentioning like seeing strange creatures underwater, and I asked this to Emily earlier. Curious if you have a favorite underwater cryptid, Pat.
Underwater cryptid. Oh goodness. I mean, I gotta go with the Kraken. Just the classical gigantic cephalopod pulling down ships. That is the Kraken's favorite dinner. Fish and chips. Pulling them down. But yeah, I gotta go Kraken, because turns out they're kind of real, but then also the depictions of them are pretty wild. I don't know if we've told this story on stream before. We have had a few different things at the aquarium that have shown giant octopuses from movies, like Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus, and a few other things where there's like a giant octopus that comes and destroys something. And one of the clips that we had in the auditorium from Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus is a big octopus destroying the Golden Gate Bridge. And then in our tentacles exhibit, we had another moment of an octopus destroying the Golden Gate Bridge. Or was it the shark destroying the Golden Gate Bridge?
It was the shark. Yeah, it was the shark
That's
destroying
right.
the Golden Gate Bridge in the auditorium. The Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus is the clip that we had in Tentacles. Yeah, or have in Tentacles, I should say. It's still there.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, we've had some major, like Megalodon is a real animal, but maybe a cryptid to some people. It has gone extinct, no matter what you may have seen on a certain documentary series of ill repute. So Megalodon is gone. The Kraken is a giant squid, and those are around. But we have had a few sharks and octopuses destroying the Golden Gate Bridge. And we had a wonderful visitor who left us a comment card saying, "Could you please stop destroying the Golden Gate Bridge in your exhibits? My grandson has a view of the Golden Gate Bridge from his window, and every single time he's come to the aquarium since he was 8 years old, there's a new exhibit where we're destroying the Golden Gate Bridge, and it leaves him traumatized, and he doesn't want to come to the aquarium anymore because of it." So we have that instruction to no longer have ocean cryptids destroying the Golden Gate Bridge for that particular visitor. So noted to the wonderful grandmother who let us know that we were traumatizing small children without realizing it
That
with
is a
our
lot of
depictions of the
bananas.
cryptids.
That's bananas.
It's almost like the Donkey Kong stream that we did as a preview for this.
It is very. It's
Mhm.
just it's such an appealing structure to destroy.
Uh-huh. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna use
Oh
those
wait, are
bananas
you making
to
like a
crack
banana and splitting? Oh, okay.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
We're gonna cook the bananas in a second too.
Was that actually a split though? Was that a split?
You can make it a split if you want. Some people do. I
Boom.
don't.
I did it. It's a split.
Oh, that's a split.
I was gonna say that's handing Pat a lot of power there.
We're here to
I trust that with it.
plantertain you.
I'm gonna buy some durians as well.
Oh well, that's at least Duran Duran right there. Do we have the rights to that music?
No,
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
definitely not.
Slide that under the table.
Some people in chat not quite approving of your plantertain pun.
Hey, no. Oh, the plantertain too much? Oh, they're getting me a ban and a hammer. As long as we can hit triple digis by the end, I think we're good.
We've got
We're
plenty of time
on
for that.
pace. Yeah,
Plenty
we're
of
on
time
pace.
for triple digis?
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who weren't here for the first time around, we did do a 4-hour stream with 240 puns, so that was a pun a minute.
That's
That was a
impressive.
fun- That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Especially if you're filtering the impress through being impressive. Oh, that was terrible.
Oh my.
That had no educational quality. That was just absolutely that was disgusting. I apologize to everybody involved.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Oh,
I'll let that one slide. The rest I don't know.
Wait, that's the one you're gonna let slide?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's the
wait a
worst
minute.
one.
90 puns
I'm
in,
okay with
that's
this
the one.
murder, but I can't allow petty theft. So do they ever figure out that you're just in disguise, or are they just like down for the fact that you're cosplaying really well?
Riju, which is the character we're in front of right now, she and her bodyguard knows that I am a male.
Okay.
But the Gerudo and Goron are like the only ones allowed in this town. Which Gerudo are all female, and then the Gorons are non-binary.
Oh, okay.
So we have this outfit to disguise us so that we can enter the town.
There's some
Jesus.
story reasons why Link is being put up with, but
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little
Is it
bit much to
because
get
he's about
into.
to slay Ganon?
Oh yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
You walk in, just like, you're not allowed in here. I've got this huge sword. I'm going for that big thing. Welcome. Oh, this is such a beautiful game. I don't know. It's super cool.
I love
Looking
this
forward to
game.
when we get to the Goron area, because there'll be some fun stuff to talk about there.
What did you call me? Frecce Bamba. Shout out to anybody who's Italian in the chat here who's reading that. I love it. I grew up in France, about an hour and a half from
Nice.
Italy, so I appreciate what y'all are doing over there.
Wow. You appreciate it so much you didn't even do the appreciate pun there.
Yeah.
It's rare.
That's
to hear,
very true.
It's rare to hear Pat say appreciate without the pun.
Appreciate, because that's how the Italians pronounce it. I'm trying to retcon a pun. That was terrible. Ugh. Oh, okay. I'm reading in the chat a lot of very interesting lore about the Gorons. This is really cool.
Gorons are cool. Except for one Goron. Yonobo.
Oh my
So
goodness.
you're saying that you can go wrong with one of them.
Yes.
You can't go wrong with most, but you can go wrong So Walrus races in the sand. Was no one going to tell me this is in the game?
I was gonna let you figure it out.
I just
We
wanted you to
raced.
experience that joy for yourself,
Good.
Pat.
Wait, can you pause this game real quick? Pull up your Tusk Manager. I want to see if it's at high load. Oh, this is an Odo benediction to all of us. If you're unaware, Odo Benids are the type of walrus. We talked about this on the last stream because there were walruses in Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
But walruses are kind of a mixture between true seals and odoriids, the eared seals, in terms of their morphology and what they're up to. This is ridiculous.
So I take it you've never gone walrus surfing in the desert before, Pat?
Nah, it's frowned upon these days.
Yeah, you know, as someone who grew up in the desert, I never really came across one that you could ride. Yeah.
But you know, the next time that a situation presents itself, I'm definitely going to say yes, sand, and go with it. Dune or do not, there is no try, you know?
It would be a very good Oda Benede.
It would be a very good
the Oda Benede that happened.
Yeah, it's a wall rush, really.
Yeah.
That sounds like a move in Zelda too, a wall rush.
Should make that one.
Is that something
If I find a
wall
new
masters
trick, I'll
use?
dub it that.
Sorry, well, I heard two puns at the same time. Or were they puns?
Oh, mine wasn't. I just said if I find a new trick, I'll dub it that.
Oh,
The
I was,
walrus.
I was making a bad joke
The
because
walrus.
I said, "Is that something the wall masters used?" There's an enemy in some of the 2D Zeldas called wall masters.
Yeah.
But they come from
I'm
the
glad
floor.
we're doing all these. I'm glad we're doing all these walrus puns. I think we should all give ourselves a good job.
I was waiting to see how you're gonna try and incorporate that song. I knew it was coming.
Egg, man, I gotta try my walrus puns. I am here as you are here, and we are all. No, I'm done.
You
Yeah,
just gave up on that
don't
one.
ever say anything.
I wall
else.
rushed into it and didn't have an exit.
Yeah, don't Vibber say anything else, Pat.
There you go. There's the triple digit mark.
That was very clam-handed
Congrats,
of you.
we did it.
Triple digis! Let's go! Let's go, chat! Give us a follow. Twitch.tv/MontereyAQ. Follow us everywhere where the internet is made.
How fast can you get to 200 though?
Is that a challenge? I don't
I'm
think
challenged, yeah.
Oh,
we would
no.
have to break our pun per minute record in order
That's
to
true.
get there.
I think you've done
We've got a
that
whole
in
Ocean Week to go.
sustained like short bursts before in Ocean Week, but over an hour would be tough.
We could give it a shot, but also got to save some of these for the rest of the amazing Ocean Week that
It's
you
only
have
Monday.
planned for us.
Yeah.
It's only Monday.
And tomorrow is going to be Time Capsule starting at 7 p.m.
Oh.
Eastern with SpongeBob games.
Oh, and as a marine biologist named Patrick, boy, do I have some opinions. No, this is Patrick.
If you think that Patrick is a star tonight, just wait until you see
Just
him
wait.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was
If
nice.
you want to hit bikini rock bottom with these puns. I have actually dressed up as a starfish for interpretive moments, as I'm sure that surprises nobody. I have been in a full body starfish costume for a few different events with the Seymour Center, which is part of UCSC's Marine Science Campus. And that costume had a particular feature where you could take the stomach out of where your belly is and put it on stuff. And my move was to put the stomach on kids that would come over and ask how a sea star eats, and then they would be obviously revolted, and then the parents would laugh. And that's how I cut my chops in being ridiculous for a laugh related to the ocean. So the starfish is named after me is what I tell the kids in the aquarium, and I move on, and then they'll figure it out later that that's not true. Oh no. Somebody in the chat saying it would be a super watchable speedrun if not for all the puns. I'm sorry, Tay.
Okay. I enjoy it. It allows me to focus a little bit more.
We're helping!
Yeah.
This speedrun brought to you by the bad puns.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, talking to runners afterwards. Some of them find it extremely distracting, and others like, oh, it's great, I don't have to commentate as much.
Yeah, you guys are literally carrying me. It's amazing.
Yes.
Oh, whoops, I forgot to move this one more.
Keep calm and carry on is what we're going to do. Keep clam and carry on. So, what's going on in this particular part when you're unlocking all these different things? What is actually happening in the game?
It allows you to actually activate the final terminal, which will put you at the Blight fight, which is what we're at now. So we were able to complete Divine Beast already. Gotcha. We're just gonna kill. Ooh, let me eat my attack up. And swap those.
Might not have been super obvious based on how quickly Tay did it, but this giant camel has like rotating midsection pieces, and it's supposed to be a big puzzle of rotating them all and to be in the right like orientation.
But so you did it so quickly, you'd say you're already over the hump then with the camel.
Oh no.
No, you can write this down in your drama diary later about how well you did.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Was that a good one? Oh man.
It's funny though, the part that makes me laugh the hardest, more than any of the puns, is when you get Tay to go, oh no.
Oh no. Well, again, we've talked a little bit about the origin story of the puns. I'm a middle child, so any reaction is what's desired. Notice me. So I'm glad when there's the oh no, it's like yeah. Perfect. Trying to think of more camel puns. Turns out you can lead me to water, but I can't. Oh, wait, there was something in there. Never mind.
Oh,
that's a horse.
Lost.
I tried. Well, not a camel, but I'll pack in my bags and get out of here.
No, it's too ungulate for that, Pat.
It's true. It's too ungulate to walk back that pun. We're in a desert of comedy currently.
We should be leaving the desert pretty shortly, I believe.
Yeah, we're gonna be heading back to the Great Plateau, and this is gonna be the hardest BTB. So you guys can carry the conversation for here while I focus.
Okay.
You'll be able to tell why it's one of the hardest ones. You have to actually move the enemy, but you have to push it in a certain position. It's scary. I'm gonna have to actually save for this one.
All right. Everybody, let's show Tay all the support we can in the chat. Get them through the very scary part. Terrifying.
Someone in chat says your attempted
No,
camel
Torrid
pun didn't hold much water there, Pat.
Oh, I didn't hold much water. There it was. Oh, my goodness.
Sometimes the chat helps complete the puns, you know?
No, thank you for the backup brain in chat. Ah, doesn't carry water. That's such a good camel pun. Man. Okay. I love the whistle pre-jump.
Another
Hey,
person in
watch
chat's
this.
asking if all these puns are pre-prepared. No.
No, right off the top of the dome.
They're that good.
For better or for worse.
There's definitely some returning favorite puns you'll hear across multiple
yeah.
streams.
Dolphinately. We're doing these ones on porpoise. Whale done. Yeah, those are all standard classics, but
And
it's
there's
always
the one
fun to
that-
freestyle.
There's the one that even has its own Monterey Bay Aquarium emote on your Twitch channel. Oh, buoy.
Oh, ho, ho, buoy. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Spelled incorrectly on our Twitch channel.
Wait,
Thanks to
is
yours
it?
truly doing it when I was very tired.
Oh boy,
that was beginning of of quarantine, stressed out to the max, just like, I gotta make these Twitch emotes, and like getting them approved and seeing immediately as they were approved. Oh no!
Oh,
I've made a
booey.
terrible mistake.
But it's perfect
Oh,
in terms of an
booey.
emote.
It's true.
It's exactly what's needed.
It makes fun of itself. So.
Ice, baby.
Yes, I can see why this is very difficult.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
nailed
you
it.
can-
Second try. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Let's
just
go,
had to.
Tay.
You just had to take your time there.
Oh, that was
That's
that was
right.
beautiful. That's the best one so far. I like that one. More tape puns, please.
Take on me. Take on. That was an attempt. This
Okay.
is okay. I appreciate it.
Oh, yes.
I was about to make that one. Pat beat me to it.
Oh.
But
Oh, Tay, it ain't so.
I feel like
Would
that's
you
a
say-
common experience is Pat beating you to a pun.
Yeah.
Would you say you take after me in that pun then?
No.
No.
You do it better than I do.
Okay. I'm just over here commentating on what's going on. This is wild.
Oh, we're about to go to the
No,
fish
it's
people.
Breath of the Wild, Pat.
Oh, it's Breath of the Wild. Sorry. You
Whoa.
just found- Rip.
Yeah, if you unequip your shield right before you, like 1 frame before making impact with the wall, you'll just like get vertical height, like immediately.
Oh wow.
Amazing.
Oh, people are saying these Tay puns are terrible in the chat there.
I like them.
So is that
What's wrong
just,
with day?
well, what's the? So you have 1 frame to do that when you hit a wall, Tay?
Yeah.
And you did it
You have
casually?
one
That
frame to-
was impressive.
Yeah.
All right, we're in the Zora's domain, home of the fish people. We're
So,
about to
is
talk
there-
to
Oh,
King
my
Dorfin,
apologies.
or Dorfin.
King Dorfin?
Yeah. Please load in.
So I'll warn
That's
you in
what-
advance
that's
that
what-
they all have the heads of a different fish. So have fun picking out who's what.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, okay. We got looks like it maybe a catfish on the left or a manta. It's a manta.
It's
Okay.
a manta. Yeah.
Got a manta on the left. Shark friend on the right. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh yeah, this whole section's just like me mashing through text, so go ham with the
Oh,
puns.
Okay. Seems like maybe he's got a little bit of whale in him, hence why he was leaning forward just then.
That was whaley bad, Pat.
Was it whaley bad? Would you say that pun blows like a whale when it breathes? Manta. I meant to say a different one.
Yeah, we really have to go for the fish puns now that the
yeah.
Tay puns have tapered off.
They've tapered off. Yeah, these fish puns are my raison d'être for the manta ray back there. It's the reason of being in French, if you're not familiar with the.
Oh, that's a good one in chat. These whale puns have to be a breach of contract.
Hey, there it is. Dolphinately. We're doing them on purpose. They're not just a fluke. After a while, they just. Oh, the huge manatee. Yep. Oh, can we get some shark conservation facts in honor of Sidon? That Poseidon, I imagine.
Poseidon is the red shark boy over there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, his name is Sidon.
So when somebody is like feeling bad for him, it's like, oh, Poseidon. And off he goes. So some shark conservation facts. Well, you heard about it a little bit earlier. Emily was mentioning that there was a time that sharks sharks almost went extinct long ago, and they're currently, many shark species are struggling because of commercial fishing and unsustainable fishing practices, especially I almost said pracked fishes. So there it is. Unsustainable fishing practices out there. A lot of sharks live a long time, reproduce slowly, and so they're not a very resilient type of animal typically to fishing, unlike other types of fish like a rockfish or a sardine or something. Or actually, rockfish are very similar to sharks. And so one thing that you can do to actually help out with shark conservation in your own personal life is you can take a look at seafoodwatch.org, which is a project of the Monterey Bay Aquarium that we have been doing for the last 2 decades, where basically we've done the homework for you so you know what kind of sustainable seafood exists in your area. Sustainable seafood being a seafood that is here now and is well regulated, well managed, and is from a population that is abundant, so that in the future there can be more of those fish. There will still be those fish for your descendants and so on. And another thing you can do outside of your own personal life is to vote for representatives and for legislation that helps protect regions of the ocean that sharks need for their life. There are certain things out there. You may have heard of the 30 by 30 campaign of protecting 30% of the ocean for biodiversity and fisheries. There's also a lot of rules on the high seas and things that we can do in international waters to help regulate what's going on with sharks, because if sharks are protected, say, in the United States or somewhere in Fiji, and those sharks swim out of those waters, suddenly they're not protected. And so figuring out where these animals are going, what areas they're utilizing, so that we can keep shark populations up. Because the more sharks are in your environment, the healthier your environment is. And so, yeah, there's things you can do in your everyday life. There's also things that we need to do internationally and work across borders, because the sharks don't know where the lines are and have been doing their thing for hundreds of millions of years. As we mentioned, they're older than trees. So if we're fans of trees, we want to have sharks around as well. Emily, did I miss anything for what folks can do to help out Sidon?
You can also help support organizations who do shark research,
Yes.
such as the aquarium, where we study sharks. Finding out more about their life histories helps us know how we can protect them better. We also work with a lot of colleagues across those borders too, especially down in Mexico. And you can also help support other people who study sharks, like the colleagues that we were mentioning before, our friends over at Minorities in Shark Science.
That's right.
You can tell from the name right there, they do shark science. So you can help support them and supporting more young women who want to study sharks and help us protect them and help us learn more about them. So you can always help support those types of organizations there. You mentioned a lot, Pat, like we want to make sure that we are supporting sustainable fisheries and making sure that, a lot of sharks are caught as bycatch. A lot of sharks are caught intentionally as well. So just making sure that you're mindful of, where your seafood is coming from, but also what kinds of seafood, if you choose to eat seafood, what kinds of seafood you're choosing to eat, or even there are like secret things that you wouldn't expect, like sharks to be caught and used for, like collagen pills and like different types of supplements and stuff oftentimes use shark products in them. So just being mindful of the kinds of things that you as consumers choose to buy, because if there's no demand for it, that means that we can make sure that those sharks are being protected that way. Yeah,
that's right. Yep. And those individual actions are really good ways to get people who maybe aren't thinking about the ocean the same way that you are to start thinking about it in that way. Because ultimately, so many of the issues facing our ocean and the planet generally, maybe even facing this elephant that Tay just absolutely
demolished,
annihilated. Which we'll talk to our zoo colleagues about this later, and we'll get back to you, Tay. But no, these individual actions are often a really good way to introduce people to the issue, and then starting to think even larger about, well, where does this issue come from? Why is this something that I am needing to find a solution to? Those are some interesting questions, and the more you go into those, you can figure out, oh, okay, there are these systemic, larger scale issues. So many of the conservation issues that animals are facing are really economic issues that people are facing and responding to. And so there's always a human component to anything that if you want to protect something, there's probably a reason why it needs to be protected from a human element. If you can figure that out, then you start to see how things are connected and where your power lies with a larger community as well, beyond just what you're doing on your own. So it's an invitation to find other like-minded people, join up together, form coalitions, groups of people that can help influence their community and the larger country, even that you might be in, to get eyes on these issues. Because a lot of times we can focus on what we're doing individually, but so many of these issues are not only systemic, but also at a human scale that you can work with your friends on.
Yeah, and I'm happy to sneak in and remind people that,
Yeah.
talking of supporting Monterey Bay, there's the links in chat right now for the donate command. And of
No
course,
link is in the game.
Shop. Yeah, thank you, Pat. But if you'd like to donate to Monterey Bay, we've got a link there you can go to, and also another link to there's online store, has a lot of neat merchandise. I got an otter mask and an otter plush, and they're amazing, and I love them so much.
You otter, get your own.
Yay!
Once you have your otter mask on, you're automatically better looking. I don't make the rules. That's just how the mask works.
Yeah, those otter masks make anything possible.
Oh.
I did want to answer there was a question in the chat about the shrimp farms in the Arizona desert, which I'll just briefly mention, because those shrimp farms actually are close to where I grew up in Arizona, and I believe that they are one of our Seafood Watch partners. A company that has partnered with us to make sure that the practices that they are using are the most sustainable practices out there. So while there's a lot of, other ethics that go into, the evaporation of water in the middle of the desert there, the actual raising of the shrimp itself is a very sustainable practice. And in fact, we work a lot with other shrimp farming our shrimp farmers all around the world, not just here locally in the US, but internationally, to make sure that a lot of these shrimp is the most popular seafood on the planet, period. Wherever you go, shrimp, most popular seafood on the entire planet. A lot of people rely on shrimp farming and shrimp fishing as a livelihood and as a way to feed their families. And so by making sure that those fishing practices are the most sustainable ones possible, we can make sure that we are not only supporting the ocean in that way to make sure that there are shrimp for many, many years to come, but we're also supporting cultures around the world that depend on it, fishermen around the world, fisher people around the world that depend on that as a livelihood. And we're supporting just humans around the world. We have a planet that has a lot of humans on it right now, and we all have to work together to make sure that we're thinking about how we can accomplish sustainable practices together and in a way that is going to last a very long time.
That's right. It's very shrimp-portant information.
Related question. Like, I don't have a taste for most seafood, but one of the ones that I do like is salmon, and a lot of salmon is actually commercially done in hatcheries, right?
Yeah, so salmon is one of those things where it's interesting. So what Emily is mentioning related to the aquaculture of the shrimp, there's something to be discussed. As Emily was mentioning, there's a difference between like the seafood itself being sustainable and then the practices being used to make it sustainable, or like the way that the food makes it to you could be less sustainable. And so aquaculture is critical for the future of people and seafood, because they're the wild populations of a lot of different seafoods can't support the demand for it, especially as it relates to shrimp and things. And there are a lot of different ways where you can do aquaculture very, very sustainably. You think about how, you know, most of us aren't out there trying to go grab raccoon meat or deer meat from the local grocery store. You know, if you are eating meat, it's chicken and pork and beef. And these are all things that we've had for a very long time domesticated. We have a steady supply of them, whereas in the ocean, if you're going for a wild population, it's a wild protein. It responds to oceanography and chemistry and just so many different things that are going on out there, you know, vagrants of biology, good years, bad years, there's all these different things, whereas like generally speaking, we know if there's going to be a burger available. And so when it comes to salmon is one of those absolutely delicious seafoods, but it's one of those seafoods that if we thought about it from a grand scale of like, okay, which fish should we attempt to domesticate and make an aquaculture? Salmon are kind of like a tiger or like a mountain lion in terms of like what they get up to. They're predators. They are usually out in the open ocean. They breed in their rivers. They mate and then they die in the river. And so to grow a predatory fish, you often need way more food going into the fish to get, you know, you might need 4 pounds of food to make 1 pound of salmon. And where does that food come from? Well, it might be from some source that you figured out, or it could be from other fish meal. And so now you're fishing to make fish, other fish species. And so you get into these really weird situations where, you know, salmon is delicious, obviously, but like aquaculture of salmon has a lot of issues because of how it needs to be done because of the specific biology of a salmon. And so, and currently we've got a very good approximation of what a salmon does, which is swimming up waterfalls into its stream. So Link is a fish, ? Confirmed. Link is a salmon.
And a bird.
Link is
and
still
a bird.
Yeah. Birds swim too.
Birds. Yes.
Hashtag birds swim too.
But so like farmed salmon is one of those things where it's like there are some okay farmed salmon alternatives, but generally speaking, farmed salmon as a whole is one of those industries where if you think about it, it exists to fulfill a need that isn't one that if we thought it through, like salmon is not one of those fish that we should be trying to aquaculture and that should be as readily available as it is. It should be much more like you know, delicious summertime tomatoes where it's like they're only in season for a couple of months and then that's kind of it, you know. So salmon is one of those things where wild caught salmon tends to be more sustainable than farmed salmon, but then the wild caught salmon gets into a whole lot of different things of which species, where it's caught, how it's caught, all these different things. So really the most sustainable salmon is the salmon that your friend catches and feeds you with. It can be difficult to find one in stores. And again, there's so many complications to seafood. It's one of the most international commodities in the world. There are so many issues with seafood, ranging from habitat destruction to slavery in the seafood chain. I mean, it's just it's a really complicated thing, and that's why Seafood Watch is there. Seafoodwatch.org. You can know what kind of good stuff is there. We've done the research. We have scientists working on it. We do assessments of all these different species. Can give you a really good ballpark for the kind of seafood that you might be looking for. So yeah, it's a great question. It's so loaded. Farmed salmon is, and I know that you know the gaming community is big into farming generally for things. You got to do that stuff sustainably. You got to make sure that it's good. You don't deplete the farming resources.
I do appreciate that.
Seafood.
This is, you know, one of the few video games where you go near a lot like a volcano and suddenly you're taking fire damage.
I lava this level.
Yeah. But I will say you really roped us into that conversation about seafood there.
There's a type of lava that's called right? Was going to be the joke. I'm sharing these lava puns with everybody. I'm being very magnanimous.
I'm writing them down.
Magnanimous.
Do you say that you
That's
come
such
up
a
with
fun word.
those puns magmatically?
Yeah.
You just have to take them with a grain of basalt, you know.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Oh, yes. I need to play down after that. Whew.
Nah.
So one thing I was looking forward to asking you two about when we get to this area is that there's a lot of little lizards and snails crawling around in this whole area. I know that's not very common in, you know, lavas on the land, but I know sometimes the underwater magma areas can sometimes have surprising biodiversity. Do you have anything to share with us about
Oh,
that?
yeah. Emily, you want to talk about rift vent communities?
Oh my god, vent communities are some of the most biodiverse areas in the world. They're incredible. You got like 4-foot tall worms that just hang out there. You got fish that hang out.
Did you mean to go in the lava? Or?
Nope.
Oh no.
Oh, no, Tay.
Oh no.
I didn't know if maybe if you melt Link down with fire from the inner earth, if it speeds things up. I guess not.
He was just obsidian to get in there.
Whoa!
That was
He metamorphosed into being unalive. Oh
But
goodness.
yeah, rift vent communities. We got a little sidetracked right as you were getting excited.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we broke through the crust on those rift vent jokes. But yeah,
Yeah. What do we want to talk about?
Well,
about
just,
hydrothermal vents.
we've got hydrothermal vents, hydro, water, thermal, heat vents down there in the deep sea. We've had our friends at MBARI, the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, as I've said before. They went down to a few different cool rift communities down in Baja. For those of you who are students of geology, you may know that the Sea of, or the Gulf of California, as it should be known, the Sea of Cortez, as you may see on some maps, that part is actually due to Baja California ripping away from mainland Mexico. And so it's incredibly deep, and there's lots of really active tectonic plate activity there. And what ends up happening around these areas is that the water can be superheated because of the pressure that it's under next to magma that's coming up from the Earth's from below the Earth's crust. As it's coming up there, it can heat the water that is getting down into the sediment, and it'll come out in these big geysers of steam and chemicals, especially sulfur compounds. And those sulfur compounds end up being the basis for chemosynthetic communities. So photosynthetic communities, they use the sunlight, and chemosynthetic communities, they make their energy from basically splitting up sulfur compounds into energy. And so there's these bacteria that live in the guts of these huge worms that do that, and then just like coral, kind of kickstart the food chain there. Once you got these worms that are growing with all these bacteria in their guts, and you've got other things there to eat the worms' waste, to eat the worms themselves, and then things to eat the things that are eating the worms, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, rift vent communities. As people said in the chat, hot commodity. Fans of the mask because they're smoking. And yeah, anything else there, Emily?
They're gonna extremophile that one away.
Yeah, got to extremophile that one away. Yeah, so when we did our playthrough on our Twitch of Beyond Blue, there were also brine pools, which were interesting things that can happen in these zones. Brine pools are kind of the opposite of a hydrothermal vent in the sense that they tend to be pretty cold, and around there, those can also be sulfur compounds that are feeding clams that might be around these cold seeps, as they can be known. And so we have cold seeps out here in the Monterey Bay with some clams. So yeah, lots of really cool stuff. And so there's different theories about whether or not life on Earth started around deep sea vent communities or near the surface, or if they happened simultaneously, which is why there's lots of really interesting research going on with Europa. That's Saturn's moon, right? Or is that Jupiter's moon?
Jupiter's, I want to say.
Jupiter's? Okay. The moon Europa has a whole bunch of ice on top of it, and underneath we think there's a liquid ocean, and we believe it to be tectonically active because of geysers of hot liquid that seem to be spewing out into space. And so where there's seismic activity and a liquid ocean, there's a very good chance you've got the molecules necessary for life as we know it here on Earth to happen somewhere else. So that's why there's lots of different missions to Europa that are happening. And Bari does research on those types of technologies that might be going there. And we've actually done a few tests in the Monterey Bay Aquarium Kelp Forest exhibit of some stuff that our friends at the Jet Propulsion Lab have done to test elsewhere on Europa in the future. So lots of really cool mixtures of deep sea and deep sea exploration and exploration in outer space. And right now I am loving the gargantuan lizard here.
Yep. The NPC we're going to be traveling with is Yunobo. Like, I think probably almost every runner hates this NPC. It kills a lot of runs. And the fact that this is like the last divine beast that we're doing, like, it gets pretty stressful whenever you're on PB pace.
Okay, let us know how we can help.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's nothing at this point. It's all on Yunobo.
All right.
But here's
you heard it
where,
here first.
we
There's
can't-
nothing we can do.
Yeah. Here's where you can't whistle sprint anymore. We have to do throw sprinting because the only dialogue option we can pick with Yunobo is like a whistle to alert Yunobo to stop moving whenever a guardian's near. So in order to move fast and keep our pace up, we have to throw sprint instead of whistle sprint, which is a little bit harder and a little bit slower than whistle sprinting.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is
Usually
Yunobo.
when I'm sprinting, I throw too. I don't make it to the end.
Oh yeah, me too.
So
I
I
know
was
a
just
lot of
trying to do
people save the
How most of
throwing
my
for
runs
when they're
go.
done sprinting.
that. Yes.
It's when you overtax
You know,
yourself
if-
a little bit too much.
If you just left the big heavy thing behind, maybe you could sprint faster. No, I guess you need it.
I wish.
Is there? I imagine there's a comic out there that makes a pretty hilarious thing about how in all these different games where you can have like all this equipment on your back, how heavy that is, and whether or not you could actually move with all the things you've collected by the end.
That's what I was saying. Link is like ripped.
Ripped. Impressive gains. Never skips a leg day.
Honestly, for someone who slept in a room for 100 years, Link is doing perfectly fine.
I know there's been some interesting YouTube videos on different like video game characters and the amount of like force they need to put out through their limbs to do certain things they do in the games. I don't know if there's been one through for Link, but you could definitely make some pretty ridiculous ones. The one I'm thinking of is the main character from Minecraft and doing the weight of like the objects that he carries around in his inventory.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. This has nothing to do with anything, but I just thought I wish that thinking about video game characters that carry a lot of heavy weaponry on their back and then trying to figure out the Ocean Week pun, I wonder if there's any developer out there working on COD of War, because that would be a really good stream for me. And I know that wasn't the best pun to spend 15 seconds setting up there.
Okay. I am going to interrupt your pun though, just to say that I dropped not our link, but a link in chat. There.
Okay, because Link is in the game.
Yeah, Link is in the game. Link is in the bio of the game. But the link in the chat is a video that we made with one of our amazing colleagues over at Mbari, Shannon Johnson, who studies those hydrothermal vent communities.
Oh, yeah.
So I put that video in the chat for the folks who want to check that out because it's really cool stuff. Anyway, okay, that was all that I had there.
Thanks for doing that. Yeah, if you want somebody to be excited about worms, especially Pompeii worms are ridiculous. They swim in and out of extremely hot water to feed and then to breathe back and forth into their tubes and back out.
Yeah,
you know that if you ever...
This box is our best friend in this area.
This box is our best friend?
Yeah. We use this box for everything from here on out.
Now this is the kind of boxing match I would pay per view.
$60, man.
I was just thinking if somebody makes a pun around deep sea hydrothermal vents, the worms are probably going Pompeii. There it was. Sorry, Relkan. I tried.
No, you're good. I was distracted because I was just saving that link to that video that Emily linked, so we can.
Oh,
put that in
it's really cool.
The YouTube
It's really
description for anybody who's watching VODs, which of course, if you miss any of Ocean Week, we'll be getting it up onto our YouTube pretty much as fast as we can. So if you wind up missing any of these shows, just stay tuned to our YouTube, youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick, and we'll be trying to get these VODs up for you, including relevant links in it as well. Ocean Week is a ton of fun, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Well, the potion for any negative emotion is some more Ocean Week. Sorry, I tried a new tagline. I don't know if it worked.
That's great. I like that.
It's so convenient that there are these rocket launchers perfectly set up to destroy this thing all around this mountain.
Yeah.
I wonder if the monster ever was just like, you know, if I just got rid of those. Sorry,
Well, these
steampunk
divine beasts
lizard
were
friend.
good. That turned bad due to Calamity's malice.
No.
Yeah. But it's convenient that the developers left that there for us too.
Mm-hmm.
They knew if something ever went wrong, we would need them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that adds to it. They put those there just in case we ever turn evil. Here's how you defeat me.
This is probably
I'm
my
a-
favorite divine beast, just because of like it feels more like a dungeon. Like whenever you watch other Zelda games, like the dungeons are dungeons, of course. This is like the one that feels more like a dungeon compared to the rest. It's a little bit more challenging because
Gotcha.
everything goes dark in the beginning. You can't really see anything.
Oh wow, the marking on that door just then looked like a rancor almost, like looked like a mouth on it. Cool. So this is a really good approximation of the deep sea.
Yeah.
Most of the planet's livable space looks something like this, but with a lot of lights all around it. Our colleagues over at Mbari have found that 75% of animals in the deep sea here in the Monterey Bay have been found to bioluminesce in some way, where they either make their own light or they have organs with other bioluminescent bacteria in them for their lures. So this is actually a really good approximation of what most of life is looking at right now, or like most of the living space on the planet. This is pretty much their day right now, where you got different orbs shining by. Maybe you've got a protagonist running through, solving a dungeon, and then moving on. There's just a lot of activity that looks exactly like this on the planet. It's pretty. I don't know. For me, it at night looking up at the stars and just thinking that is the view that most animals, or that a lot of animals in the deep sea are getting. Oh, that's wild. That's a cool creature. And most bioluminescence is blue, blue-green. Some is yellow. Rare to have red bioluminescence, but there are some cool animals out there that have filters over their blue bioluminescent organs that shift the light red so that they can find animals that might be red hiding out in the deep sea, because red is one of the first colors to go away from the light spectrum when it enters the water. So if you're red, you're camouflaged under most lighting circumstances in the deep sea. Sorry, I just read all about that. Hope it blew your mind.
It did.
He's on the color puns. He's scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, we're digging deeper than the Monterey Canyon to find
We're
these puns
yeah,
to try and get up to 200 in the
Yeah.
next couple of minutes here. I
These
don't know.
puns are abysmal.
This is our last major area, so you can say it's our pun ultimate. Task
Oh,
in this
pun
video.
ultimate!
Pun
Oh,
ultimate! That was very
pun
good.
ultimate run. Nice. Oh, just go through that hole real quick. No problem.
Yeah, conveniently, Link is small enough to fit through that hole that you're not supposed to go through like that.
Oh.
I always wonder if like the developers use the tech that most speedrunners found or glitch hunters found in their own game.
I was watching a speedrun the other day with the developers of Cuphead watching it happen. And it was funny when they mentioned like, yep, I knew they were going to use that one. It's like, what do you mean? It's just like, I didn't have time to code that one off before it had to, like, I discovered it like a week before and then I just didn't have time to fix it. It's just like, whoa, that skips like a whole 20 minutes. The guy's like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, what do you mean? So yeah, I knew about that one. But
That's amazing.
oh, is the run over when we krill Ganon?
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah.
we do have a license to krill, so.
Ba-na-ba-na.
But it won't be a Mercy Krill because that was last Wednesday.
That was
last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Mercy krill, the triple pun.
I forgot how to do this, Blight.
Zoom. Wow. Uh-oh, the blade is red
Oh.
now. Be careful.
Does that mean it's camouflaged now?
It is, yeah. In the deep sea, no one would know. No, there's a deep sea viper fish that we have out here in the Monterey Canyon that has red bioluminescent headlamps underneath its eyes, so it can find red light. And also, there's a lot of animals in the deep that have yellow eyes or like greenish yellow eyes from filters that they have over those eyes to help them see through bioluminescence that might be coming from an animal's camouflage and the background radiation of light, because there's still a little bit of downwelling blue light, but it's of a specific frequency, and the eyes of a barrel eye or a strawberry squid, they have this beautiful green filter over them that kind of helps disguise out the glow of the downwelling light. And so for fish like lanternfish that have a whole bunch of little photophores, little bioluminescent organs on their belly that are emanating blue-green light, with that filter on, the eye can kind of just get rid of all of the, it's sort of like it's almost like a polarizing lens in a sense, where it kind of cuts down on the glare, and then you can see through the glow and find where it's an animal that's trying to mimic the amount of downwelling light. That's a really interesting type of camouflage where you're hiding in plain sight, but your belly is sending out signals to the world. It's like, I look like everything else. Like, imagine if you could play hide and seek and you go in front of a tree and then your belly just says like tree, with light organs on it. It's
Someone in chat's
Yeah.
asking about, is there any reason why blue bioluminescence seems to be so common?
Oh goodness. Oh, I'd have to look it up, but it has to do with the chemical reactions in the luciferases and luciferins that are commonly used for bioluminescence. I don't know, Emily, if you remember more of the specifics, but it has to do with the excitations of electrons in that chemical process, and then when the electrons lower back down, they emanate a photon, and I think blue is just the readily available or like the easiest one.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why. But
Something
also,
like that,
you can imagine that as animals were evolving that bioluminescence as well, that it's most useful when you can, use that blue bioluminescence in a way that's going to function better. And since blue light is going to be traveling further in the water, that's probably part of the reason why it was kind of just naturally selected so often.
Yeah.
Where you can get other chemical reactions that will produce different colors on that spectrum, but one, it's going to cost more energy, it's going to use different chemicals. Your body is not going to be able to produce those chemicals. This is a chemical that's readily available to use, and also it's going to actually be useful to you.
Yeah.
And you're actually going to be able to see things. So yeah, a couple of different reasons are going to be the driving
Yeah.
force kind of behind why blue is the most common. Yeah.
I think this is
Yeah,
our
it's
first...
definitely.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go for you.
I was just gonna say, I think as our first glance at it, you see those big red lasers pointing at the castle. That's because each of the dungeons has been completed, and they're weakening Ganon a little bit.
Oh, that wasn't a viper fish peering out into the darkness with its red headlamps, trying
No.
to find camouflage. Oh, okay, all right.
This is huge.
I don't understand this game at all.
Yeah, me neither.
It's not a deep sea simulation or simulation.
There you go. There's the double pun.
There it was again.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Here we'll be doing a skip that's really insane. We get to skip the final boss, or the final non-auto scroller boss.
The pun ultimate boss.
It won't get old. Yeah.
Does that boss have a name? Or is
Calamity
it-
Ganon.
Oh, okay. If it didn't have a name, it could just be Ganon.
Which I think
Ganon.
I might have missed it, so we're gonna fight it.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. If Link is just alone in the room, then we're good. If Link has the spider, okay, we're good.
Look at that bioluminescence shooting into the castle. That's wild. Were you alone in there?
I was, yeah, we got it.
You did it.
I might skip early just so that we can like see what it looks like. It's a giant spider. Yeah, I'll skip early. It should be like one shot if I haven't killed it already. But that's what it looks like.
Whoa, buddy.
Oh wow.
I too would be rather annoyed at the world. Oh.
Normally that would just kill the boss, but you left him with a sliver of health there.
Yeah, that would normally kill the boss. And then here's the auto scroller Dark Beast Ganon. It's a giant boar, and it's an auto scroller, so it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
Did you say that he had a
One
silver
of us. One of us.
And what he's saying is that shot was 1 in a trillion.
Oh, my.
Oh man. Oh, don't look too far back. That boar is hogging the screen.
Tenterò di contrastare questo rancore maligno, ma non resisterò. Tu colpisci dove brinco.
But since this is a bit of an auto-scroller, thanks for coming on and doing the run for us, Tay.
Of course.
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had a blast. You guys definitely made me laugh, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
Yay, mission successful.
Thank you very much. Okay, that was a wonderful thing to behold. Yeah, the hour and 47 that we're at so far. Is that truly where you need to shoot?
No. That's
Okay.
no.
That's just you know, you're leaving no ifs, ands, or buts on this particular stream.
Just
Oh
being really
man.
rude.
No, I thought you said it was a boar, not an ass. So. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that
Somebody did
really
say
took
we
a
were doing
sink
this-
turn to the worst.
That's a good one.
Oh boy. Yeah, the end of the stream has a very long tail.
Yeah.
A very long tail.
Yep.
Oh, this is top 10, isn't it?
Is it?
I
Let's
believe
go.
so.
Did you just casually bust out a really good run?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an average run, but yeah, it's pretty decent. PB
Nice,
is
man.
my PB is like 143, so we're not too far behind, which is pretty good.
Right on.
I mean, given the number of times they made you, like, audibly react to the puns, while you're doing difficult tricks. That's pretty impressive.
Hmm. We were just powering him up
Final
for the
shot,
next one.
and that's time. GG's.
Yeah.
We did
Yeah.
it. We did it.
Yay!
I gotta get the GG gups out.
Get the GG Gups in the chat, everybody. Wow. 149.05. Sub 150.
Yeah.
Who's that?
That is our lovely Zelda.
Finally, this whole game.
Yeah, honestly. So yeah. Thanks for entertaining me. during the
Yay,
run.
well, thank you, Tay, for the wonderful speed run. That was great.
Of course.
Thank you for
Anytime.
taking us on this journey with you.
Yeah.
Do you have any
was
shout outs to anybody in the community? Fuck you.
The whole community, the whole Breath of the Wild community for being so beautiful and amazing and cute. So yeah, you guys are all amazing, and Left Shark and Zia for being amazing at Minecraft too.
Yeah, I saw a lot of hashtag Tay is cute in chat during the run.
Oh yeah, that was from my damageless run on, I think it was,
Challenger
what was
approaching,
it?
right?
Challenger, yeah. Yeah, the horse name was voted for Tay is cute, and I ended up killing the horse in the end.
Oh.
During the final fight, you get to ride the horse that you register, and yeah, worst came to worst. They had to go. But yeah, shout outs to the whole Breath of the Wild community. That's all I got, and thank you for restreaming and hosting this and being amazing and funny.
So we haven't talked about it too much yet, but so during this week, this is what you all are doing in your evenings. But what do you normally do on your Twitch channel when you're not doing Ocean Week, Emily and Pat?
Oh yeah. So when we're not doing Ocean Week, we stream our webcams over on our Twitch channel during the day, and then in the afternoons on Wednesdays, we usually will hop in, and by we I mean Patrick and I, will usually hop in and play video games very, very slowly. And
Extremely
they
slowly.
usually, yeah, extremely
Playing
slowly.
video games is also a very loose interpretation of what we're doing.
From what I'm seeing,
We-
it's a little bit of gameplay and then getting distracted for long periods of time, and then a little bit more
Correct.
gameplay.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. That's mostly what it is. But
the
there's a lot
antithesis of
of
this.
yeah, there's a lot of ocean talk. There's more puns that happen all the time over
More
there.
puns.
And we interpret the ocean in video games and everything that kind of goes along with that. It's a lot of fun. Every now and then we do other streams from around the aquarium. So last week, you may have got a stream that we did for Black Birders Week with some of our friends over at Black AF and STEM, where they were virtual bird watching. We talked to our scientists and aquarists and aviculturists around the aquarium and at Bari. So generally it's just a good time. We nerd out over there and we look at, cute sea otters on the sea otter cam, and it's a good time.
It's a great time, yeah, and we've also had really amazing guests on our streams, including Matt Nava from Giant Squid when we did our run of Abzu. So we had a really wonderful conversation with him. We've had a few different guests, and did want to plug that if you are on our Twitch tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, I will be live from underwater in a kelp forest over at next door Point Lobos State Natural Reserve. So if you want to see us doing some live streaming from underwater, I'll be holding the camera with our colleague over at California State Parks, Angie. We'll be live in a kelp forest for World Ocean Day, which is tomorrow. So hope to see y'all underwater there. If you have any questions for us during the chat, Emily and everybody will be on our Twitch as well, so you can send me questions live underwater if you want to check out what we're doing in the kelp forest.
And to
it's
answer
gonna be a
those
little bit of
questions-
self-kelp stream.
answer the questions in the chat about that stream. 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast, that'll be 12:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 9:30 PST.
And everything in between there. So 9:30 PST. And the kelp forest that you're going to be diving in is where, Pat?
It's at Point Lobos State Natural Reserve, which is about 15 minutes from the aquarium, maybe 20 minutes from the aquarium, over heading on your way to Big Sur. So it's the longest marine protected area, the longest running marine protected area in California. It was set up as a no-take reserve back in the 1960s. And so it's a place that has beautiful wildlife, big fish. We will see what the visibility and swell is doing tomorrow. We might not be moving around too much, but we will be live underwater. I'll be able to talk to all y'all, and you can send questions over to us. And the portion with us underwater starts at 9:30. But if you also wanted to follow California State Parks, they'll be doing a show starting at 8 a.m. Tomorrow Pacific time that will be leading up to us being underwater if you want some more stuff from the California State Parks folks. But yeah, we've done live streams from underwater in the kelp forest exhibit. You may have seen some of those, but this time live from a wild kelp forest in the physical ocean. And this morning's testing went well, so knock on wood, should be a good time. And honestly, watching a speed run like that, hanging out with Tay, hanging out with everybody with the crab fight, hanging out with the GDQ community here, enjoying the puns and gameplay, putting me in a really great mood for tomorrow's Ocean Day celebrations, the sea liberations, I should say. So,
yeah.
Sea liberations. So yeah, thanks so much for having us for this first day of Ocean Week, because we're gonna keep it going.
Yeah,
You just
been a
reminded me of the
wonderful day.
Brosidon, Lord of the Broshin, when you say that.
Poseidon, Lord of the Broshin. The Brohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, all those bro puns, those are good.
But thanks everybody for tuning in. Like Pat
in.
mentioned, we got more Ocean Week tomorrow starting 7 p.m. Eastern. We some SpongeBob games. Hope you all tune in for that. And we've got a bunch more Ocean Week running through today through Friday this week here on GDQ Hotfix. So hope everybody enjoyed this night. Make sure you tune in for the rest of the night. And if you miss any of the shows, it'll be up on YouTube. So thanks everybody. And I think that's where we're going to call it here tonight. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. Follow our friends over at Monterey Bay Aquarium on their Twitch channel. And we'll see you tomorrow.
See you all again soon, everybody. Thank you. Bye, Tay.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye, Relkan. Thanks, everybody.